What's up, everybody?
Hello.
I have Eric here for that because Eric has like the best "What's up" when he starts his broadcast.
Belated Happy Independence Day, everybody.
Just gonna jump in on my segue, right, John? I got you. I mean, it's my show. But
Sorry. Sorry there.
But welcome back, everybody. It is the July 4th week, so we did have Independence Day. Anybody get fatter out there?
I stayed in the house. It was too hot.
No, you were at the pool. You were at the pool July 4th.
Yeah, I was. I took a picture of that Peroni. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So we are back again to talk some more beer. I am kind of going to try to be your moderator, but hey, you've seen the show. You know how it goes sometimes. I'll try to do what I can. But Rod J. And that calamity of a cast that we always put together. So we've actually got a few earlier people in. We got some other people that are going to be stopping by later. So it should be an entertaining broadcast. But you guys can go ahead and introduce yourself. We'll go on my screen left to right. So we'll start with the guy without a channel yet, Little Joe from Buffalo.
That is my introduction right there. That's it.
That's all you got?
No, that's seriously the introduction. I mean, what else can I say? I'm Joe from Buffalo. It works well.
What are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking a beer from your neck of the woods, not exactly in Cincinnati, but out of somewhere in Cleveland, Platform Beer Company. Their peach spreader, which is their peach and apricot Berliner Weiss. And it tastes like a peach or apricot soda. It's very refreshing, but a little bit too sweet, I think, for the style. But I enjoy it. It's good.
Yeah. Probably like one or two. I'll probably have to switch it up, I guess.
Yeah, I have a beer that I'll be drinking a little bit later that hopefully isn't like soda.
Well, Berliner Weiss is a good style to have in the summer for sure with the refreshing quality.
Yeah, it's super refreshing. It's just that peach and apricot is coming off as like a sweeter version as more opposed to more like a tart or even sour. So it's it's unbalanced, I would say, within the style. I enjoy it, but it's just one and done.
Yeah. And then we have Drunken One out of Texas. Go to introduce yourself.
Refreshing. It's just.
Oh, you still going? Okay, Joe.
No, I'm not. I didn't say anything.
Oh, I think you said refreshing. Okay.
Unless it's super delayed, which would be very unfortunate. No, I didn't say anything.
So, Drunken One, you're down there in Texas? I think Drunken One's locked up again. Yeah, because his head's not moving. So we go over to Massachusetts, and we got Thomas Metal 75, Eric.
I'm going to start.
Can Eric hear me?
Eric, we can't hear you.
We got nothing on your mic.
No audio. We see your mouth moving. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
All right, I was on my audio interface out of microphone.
You were like a politician there. You were talking but weren't saying anything.
Sound like a James Brown song. Talking, you ain't saying nothing.
Hello, and thank you for stopping by the Rod J. BeerVentures channel of YouTube. I am Eric Thomas Metal 75, and this is your Rod J. BeerVentures channel. I am drinking tonight from the Mayflower Brewing Company. It's in their Cooper series, which is a limited release of 4-packs they do every year. This one is called the Priscilla Pilsner. It was brewed in February 2016, packaged in April 2016, limited to 100 barrels. It's 6%. It's a Czech Pilsner. And, yeah. There you go.
A year-old Czech Pilsner?
Yeah. Sometimes these beers don't move very fast in our neck of the woods.
Unfortunate, but as long as
is that a very popular summer beer, Eric?
They actually have, because it's a year old, right? They actually have another one that came out recently, which is a Belgian-style triple that was packaged this January. So that might be a good one to try out. I think it would be good in the summertime. It's not too bad, but you're going to pay like $10 or $11 for a 4-pack of stuff like that. So maybe not very economical for the barbecues.
Right.
But still pretty good. I like it.
Okay.
And then we got John H. Pierre out of Alabama.
Yes. Good evening. Jean Henderson Pierre, the Beer Ramble. You can type in my name on YouTube, JeanH Pierre, Pierre, and I haven't done a beer ramble, but I will be doing one. I have a couple of beers coming up. I'll be doing the Sweetwater Grass Monkey.
Cool.
That's coming up. Also, the Sweetwater Cool Breeze Cucumber Saison, which I'll also be reviewing soon, and the Arzman Ale, which I'll also be reviewing. Right. I'll be reviewing soon. But for tonight, I'm drinking Rinky Dink Natty Light because it's bloody hot. And that's what I got. So there you go.
Do what you got to do, right?
Exactly. 330 for a 6-pack, so I said, whatever. What the fuck ever.
It's 50 cents a beer, right? I mean, what?
Pretty much.
It's better than Big Flats, I would imagine.
Oh, 10 times better than Big Flats.
Water is better than Big Flats.
And then out of South Kakalaka, we got Justin.
Yeah, sorry, I was just writing some stuff down.
Was everybody on delay tonight or what?
No, I thought you were going to Jade. I thought you were going down the line. I thought you were doing Jade.
Well, you were next on my screen. Everybody's screen is different.
Well, Jay's before me on my screen, so I'm sorry. I apologize, man. Hi, my name is Justin. I run Poorly Reviewed Beer. I run PoorlyReviewedBeer.com. That's POURLY reviewedbeer.com. Right now, I'm drinking something local from Colombia. It is, I gotta get it right, Rubrum Red IPA.
Rubrum.
It's apparently a tree here in South Carolina, but I've never heard of it.
Gotcha.
Don't
get any ideas about
that. I reviewed it earlier tonight. I'm actually liking it a little better now. I thought it was like super hoppy, almost like playing a palate wrecking before, but I'm enjoying it now. It's nice and well balanced.
Oh, nice. You got to warm up a little.
It's amazing how some of those beers open up after they've been out of the fridge for a good half an hour plus, you know.
Hey, Justin, you say you're from South. What part of South Carolina are you from?
I'm in Columbia.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, yes. Gamecocks.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Not that other team.
And then we have
Myrtle Beach,
Louisiana area. You may know him as Jay, or you may know him as Ron or Ronald, Mr. The Riot Terrio.
Hello, people. I do a channel called Ronald Terrio, actually, but
you remember,
people say Ronald the Riot, you know. But the main thing I do is Louisiana. The main thing I do is Louisiana beer reviews, and then I do other topics. Just kind of
not to be confused.
What happened? I do other topics, sometimes social studies topics, and wine occasionally, and liquor occasionally. We do the Wednesday night examinations, and little topics that William Kepley's been coming up with, which is sort of interesting. But I'm not going to be on here long because I was watching the Canadian Football League and my head is hurting, and I want Roger to start doing these at 4 in the morning, and then I'll be on for the whole 3 hours.
Well, the UK guys would like that if I did them that early.
Because I'm ready to roll it for you. I want before I get off of this, and tonight I'm drinking tap water. I'm serious. Drinking water.
Yeah.
Okay. You should have had a natty if you want to drink water. So
Can we get a review on it, or that's what I've?
I got.
Is there some minerality in there?
You hear drunken one talking?
Yeah, I think you can throw it away. Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't want to talk over anybody. So I'm drinking water right now. It is sort of minerally. It's from the tap. I pay for it every month. So I only pay for the water once a month. Now I did do drinking.
Yeah, I'm having issues over here. I'm sorry, guys. I got to get this sorted out.
Okay.
Yeah, for some reason they kicked me off, and then I'm back on now.
Yeah.
That's because you're drinking a year-old beer that's supposed to be drank fresh. Come on.
You know,
Google knows. Google knows everything.
they're watching us.
They
So
are.
Jay, you're drinking your water once a month. You're paying once a month for it.
Yeah, I pay for this water once a month, and but I was drinking beer earlier today. I did drink whiskey this morning.
Sweet.
And that worked out very well. It was a little taste challenge. The taste challenge was it was predictable. I knew I would be able to tell what Jim Beam, in a blind taste test, Jim Beam is so noticeable. Okay, well, anyway, getting past that, I did some beer reviews today, and I got those in the storage area, right? So I did. I'll tell you what I drank real quick. This morning I drank one from Guatemala called Chilero Brunette. It was very good, but my neighbors across the street who have this incessant fixation on making noise with power equipment got on my nerves. But luckily, they never do that between 10 at night and 6 in the morning. They only do that from 6 in the morning till 10 at night, in a nonstop loop forever. That's really funny.
That you'd be outside.
What happened?
I think John's getting broken up now.
What is going on, Google? Please. Crap. Sign.
I think he said. Did I see King Kong when I was outside? No, I did not.
No. I'm just saying. Did you see Is that the same person? Review is always, there's always some noise in the background when you're sitting outside.
They're always doing the power tools. I think it's the same people, isn't it?
They just they're like fixated on compressed air. They.
Wow.
Anything that uses.
The trolls from the YouTube comment have actually now appeared in real life. Is that what's happening? Trying to troll your channel, but in real life?
They were in my life way before the YouTube trolls because they've been doing it since 1992 when I moved here, and they just.
Don't you guys have ordinances from too early down there?
You mean that thing called code enforcement?
I mean, I know Louisiana's got a little bit of corruption still, but.
You can forget code enforcement. Code enforcement people do nothing. All right. So I just screamed out during my video, keep up the noise. So anyway, that was Chilero Brunette. And then the company contacted me. Oh, we loved your video for their Michelada, which was great. It was the best Michelada I ever had. The Brunette was fine, but it wasn't anything remarkable. I mean, it was like Michelob Amberbach or the old Michelob. Remember that old Michelob Classic Dark? Sweet, malty, very light-bodied, easy drinking. I wouldn't pay extra money for it though. And then I drank a what's that? Oh yeah, the Bud Light Platinum, which was fine. And then I drank later in the afternoon. I drank a Milwaukee's Best Premium, which was fine. You know that old story, me with those macros. But then I did a second beer review for the Sierra Nevada 2017 beer camp. And I drank the one they did with a company called, it was the West Coast DIPA.
Boneyard.
Boneyard. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was weird because the website said it was 8.2. And I noticed y'all probably noticed this too. You'll run across that where the website doesn't match what's on the can or the bottle.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's 8.2% alcohol. The can clearly said 8.3. I said, well, that's weird. They were talking about how intensely hoppy it was. Well, maybe 65 IBUs. It's like, wow, I didn't find that beer was particularly remarkable. It was nice. It was good. Okay, it's good. It's good. How hard is it to get a good IPA these days? Guess what? It's not hard.
It's not.
So,
I would say it's a little hard. So I've had some that are just mediocre, average, better than average.
But wait a minute. I'm not saying that you can't get ho-hum IPAs. I'm saying, is it really that difficult to find a very good, a B+, okay, B+, A- if you want to push the envelope.
Well, we were talking about that one IPA, and to me, that was kind of a 3.5 out of 5. I know you had it as an A for you, but it was okay. It wasn't anything great. It was kind of your basic what to expect IPA. Didn't really set it apart from anything else. Like I just
this thing from the DIPA. I was like, wow, y'all collaborated and this is all you did. You made one that kind of has characteristics of those unpleasant New Belgium IPAs with their weird fleshy hops. I was like, this is starting to verge on that. And I don't know. Me and New Belgium, they're
I like the by New Belgium.
What, John?
I think he said he likes to
John said something about New Belgium.
drink out New Belgium.
Yeah.
The Voodoo by New Belgium.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Voodoo series are a good series. I give on that.
Just that weird fleshy hop. Now the double IPA from the Sierra Nevada in Boneyard, it was. But here's what I don't understand. I'm about to get off of this. I'm not going to talk anymore. But I don't understand rate beer. They'll slam one beer and give it a 38 out of 100. And it's clearly much higher than that. And then here they're giving this sort of blah double IPA a 98 out of 100. I said a 98 out of 100. That's world class. There is no way. Great beer. There is no way that beer is a world class beer in my booklet.
Yeah, but I mean, theirs is a consensus, but I don't follow rate beer either because their consensus is kind of off kilter to me.
Yeah, here's a little known fact about rate beer. They suck complete and utter ass, and no one should use them.
I can agree with that.
They are terrible.
Seem to be more biased towards, more favorable towards craft beer than, you know.
Well, they were, but now Macro owns them.
That's not even, no, they have an investment in it, but that's not even consistent because it's like, okay, now Beer Advocate, they're saying, oh, well, this double IPA from the beer camp is very good, like a B+. I can go along with that. That makes sense. But then here's Rate Beer saying it's world class. I said, world class.
Yeah. Rate beer's just, it's always been terrible, honestly.
Should be the thing. Like, don't bother with any of them. Drink the beer, drink it for what you like. Don't even worry about the sites.
I live by
opinions, and opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. They all stand. So
I like to see, I like to have reference points.
I like to build my own reference points. I
follow
my own through Untapped. I'd build my own reference database.
And I get that, Jay, because you know what? A lot of people like reference points. It's like a lot of people who follow beer tubers but don't have a channel. I don't know who those people are.
Who would these bitches
but you look at beer tubers or whatever, and I always hate when people are like, oh, I live and die by your reviews. You shouldn't. Because not everyone has the same opinion, not everyone has the same taste. And same thing with Rate Beer, Beer Advocate, and Untapped. They're great reference points. It's not, I mean, more often than not, if you go to Beer Advocate, Untapped, or Rate Beer, if a beer is great, you're usually going to enjoy it. If a beer is shit, you usually enjoy it. The problem with Rate Beer is there's one thing with them, and that's macro beers. They do not like macro beers. They will never like macro beers. You go look at a macro beer on Rate Beer, it's always going to be like 7 out of 100, fucking 5 out of 100.
5 out of 100.
You should never reference that because the simple fact of the matter is I don't like most macro beers, but I would be hard pressed to rate a macro beer on my own personal enjoyment level under a 50 because to that like if you go on the 100-point level or the school level where you're into the 90s equal A's and 80s B's and stuff. You're talking F ranges are in the 50s. Like to make it a 7, you're like in the fucking Z range. Like it doesn't exist.
The child couldn't even write.
There has to be like major issues with the beer itself.
Yeah, like
beyond what they produce for it to generate a score.
Have so many flaws.
Right. And before I get off of this, let me read one more thing, and then I'm going to go. Look, here's another example: Oarsman Ale from Bell's. Okay, 4% alcohol, 137 calories. That's a tart wheat ale. Wheat ale, it was all right. I mean, it's nothing great. Okay, so Beer Advocate saying it's an 81. I'll go along with that. A B-. I'll give it a little higher, a B. Okay, that's a sensible score. 81 out of 100. What is Rate Beer giving?
Holy shit, what's happening here?
Hold on, John's all loud. Okay, go ahead.
Jean, me and you are going to have a little sit down about technology.
Please do.
Where are the headphones?
He always gets up and walks away like he forgets what he's doing.
Guys. Yeah.
But luckily, that's only been going on for 4 years straight with Jean. All right.
No issue.
About to turn the corner.
No, but what I'm trying to say is you're giving Beer Advocate saying it's an 81 out of 100. That's a sensible score. But here's Rate Beer saying Oarsman is a 43 out of 100. 100.
That's kind of odd. And I'm going to review that soon. So
Oarsman isn't a 43 beer now.
And they're saying it's a 20 out of 100 in the style. Do you know how horrible it would have to be a 20 out of 100 as a tart wheat ale? This thing would be practically, if it was a 43, you could barely choke it down, I bet you, or it may be practically undrinkable.
It'd be like drinking a Zima. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, come on, Ronnie. Come on.
You know what, guys? What I'm going to do with a lot of these beers, I think I'm going to probably follow what the drinkers think instead of what Beer Advocate thinks. I want to see what the comments of the drinkers think about this particular beer. If I see us average of 3 or whatever, I'll do my averages and say, okay, it's a 3 or it's a 5 or whatever. And finding Beer Advocate scores.
Build your own rating scale.
Listen,
because all that matters is what you like to taste anyway.
This is coming from a strictly viewer standpoint because I don't have a channel. But from a strictly viewer standpoint, I think everyone should delete rate beer from wherever they have it, if they have it in their favorites or whatever. So it is one of the worst references in reviewing beer, period.
I don't even have one.
So here's the thing.
I never look at rate beer.
I have to agree.
I'm looking at rate beer right now. Jay, would you consider Oarsman, if it were like a 3 out of 5, would you consider that at least relatively in the ballpark?
Well, go ahead, read my review from.
You gave it a 3. You gave it a 3.5. I'm looking at it right now. You gave it a 3.5. So the 43 is not a score out of 100. It is the some sort of percentile compared to all other beers. So it's in the 43rd percentile of, I guess, rating of all the beers. So,
I understand that.
But Budweiser's not getting a 7 out of 100. It's getting a whatever, and that's like at the bottom of beers which is fair because Budweiser's crap. But it's not getting.
To some people, it's crap, but to others, it's the greatest.
Oh, here we go with this conversation.
But the percentile is still based on 100 points.
Right.
Thing though,
but that means 57% of the beer is rated better.
I mean, and the simple fact. Here's the thing about rate beer is that they confuse everyone. You can look at Oarsman; they give it a 43 and 20 out of style. If you look at the weighted average, it's a 3.1 out of 5. That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah, which would deem it to be an above average beer if you're looking at 2.5 out of 5. But they don't need, like, they don't know what they're doing in terms of, like, the 43 does not equate to a 3.1 out of 5. I don't know what kind of weighted averages they're taking into account, but whatever it is.
It can be if the average beer is rated at like a 3.5.
Well, if average beer is 3.5, so you're saying those 3.5 beers are in the 75 range then, say, or 80 range?
Well, we would need to find out what the score would be for a beer that's rated at a 50.
Okay,
and I don't know what that is. I would have to find that.
That's fair.
The average score would be 2.5. That would put in at 50%.
And that's all fair, but why make it so fucking difficult? Like, why make it that difficult to say, hey?
I agree that 3.1 hell of a lot bigger font or whatever than.
If you look on Beer Advocate,
I do agree there.
If you look on Beer Advocate and their beers are a 3 or 3.1 because they'll have that underneath it. Usually those are in the 70 range, somewhere in the 70s, like or maybe in low 80s. That makes more sense than giving a beer 43 when it's 3.1 out of 5.
Well, go ahead, Eric.
I don't even find that using rate beer. I mean, I do have rate beer, and I barely used it in my lifetime. And, I've used it less times than Twitter, and I never use Twitter. But it's just very confusing, I think, the way that they've even set up rate beer. Like, they ask you to rate certain aspects of I don't have it out in front of me, but they ask you to rate certain aspects of the beer out of 10, and then they ask you to rate certain aspects of the beer out of 20. Like, that's just kind of really confusing. I can't, the color of the beer, I'll give it a 17 out of 20. I mean, like, what do you really mean when you say 17 out of 20 for the color? I mean, what?
Rate beer just makes everything more difficult for no reason.
Now, and I like this guy, this Wiz Death Trip, because he said what I said. Remember, the most important thing, your opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. In other words, whatever you like is the most important thing. to consider. So experiment and develop your own style rating, period.
I understand that. I do that. I understand that, and I do that. But what I'm saying is I just use Rate Beer and Beer Advocate as a reference point saying this is what they're saying. But
if you're using a reference points and a majority of those people don't know what the hell they're talking about, why would you want to still reference them?
Because Rate Beer is a major part of the beer world. I didn't say...
Well, it's like Tommy Boy. Like, we can shit in a box and give you that, but it's still shit in the box.
Is there enough plus ones, Rod? Plus one, plus one, plus one.
So it's a matter of if people don't know what they're doing on Rate Beer, that's where all the confusion comes into play. And Beer Advocate has, I would say Beer Advocate has a little bit better of an astute drinker, but they still have some issues there, too.
If you're going to use Rate Beer, you know, any of these rating websites, it's kind of nice to see what people think of beers. I mean, I think Untapped is a pretty fair and easy and straightforward place to use and look at beer reviews. But I think what's more important is not these people that just rate a beer or go on Rate Beer and say rate a site or whatever and then just don't write anything. I don't think those are very helpful beer reviews. I think what's helpful is write a little bit of something and not just say, oh yeah, lots of taste and kind of fruity. Well, of course it's fruity. It's a goddamn cider, all right?
Eric, I always write a written review. I always put a written review on Rate Beer and Beer Advocate. I always do that.
But how many people do you think know how to actually rate on what something should be for overall? How many points? How many should rate for appearance? How many for aroma? How many for taste? And how many for palate? A lot of them don't know that, and then do an overall on top of it.
I think you're right. They don't. And the problem is, even though Rate Beer and Beer Advocate says, here's how you should rate a beer, and they give them instructions, I think a lot of times people don't read that, you know.
Well, the thing is ever evolving. So I would say if you do reference Rate Beer at any point in time, you say use it as a resource, Jay, but consider the source, which is absolute shit. Now consider it's bought out by a big corporation. Now we don't even know if it's going to be fair. Not that it was to begin with. I would just take a Rate Beer and throw it out the fucking window and maybe look at another resource like Untapped or something else. Because Rate Beer, like Justin said, maybe, you know, we're probably getting it wrong, and the 43 isn't actually a 43 out of 100. It's 43 based on other beers. It's too fucking complicated. Make it simple. Yes. Beer's not. Listen, if you review a beer, the more complex a beer is, it's just more complex. Doesn't make it better. So when it comes to ratings for Rate Beer, it's great that you're making this complex, but your site sucks. So I don't want to use it.
We have a comment here on our live chat, and I'm just gonna read the comment, not the person's name. It says, and I bet you can guess, Jay. It says, you're a part of the problem, Jay. If you use a service and reference a service you discredit. That's what the comment says on the live chat.
Well, this is what I would say. I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't disagree, but I will say this, Jay. You don't like Rate Beer. You don't like you don't understand. I don't say you don't understand it, but you don't agree with those people, because I don't think a lot of us do. There's where I'm saying just stop with the references to it, because it clearly isn't a good resource. It's not something I think any reviewer should use as a resource nowadays, because it doesn't work. They've been wrong so many times. It's just not worth the hassle. And all it does is upset you and upsets people in general. Like I could tell you get frustrated with how dumb it is, because it is stupid. So the way to
get really get frustrated, I just find it comical sometimes, you know.
Well, it's one of those things where
for me, it's like if you're using a Rate Beer, you're basically trying to learn how to drive a car, and Stevie Wonder's your instructor.
That's a little bit. That's a little bit.
Wow. Well, that's one way to put it.
But it's also not inaccurate in whatsoever.
But we have Todd in, so Todd can introduce himself.
Best fucking channel on YouTube by far.
Oh, whoa. All right.
Introduce yourself.
Sound like I jumped in at an interesting time.
all you need to know, Todd, is Rate Beer sucks ass.
Indiana.
I think Todd's getting a bug now.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. No channels, no nothing. Just whatever.
Todd's another one of our fellow ride-alongs.
When I do most of my...
Oh, I was going to get that the other day, Todd. How is that?
Rate Beer gives it a 57.
It's not bad. It's sour.
Right.
Depends on if you like sour or not, I guess. What kind of beer is that, Todd?
It's Lagunitas Swan.
Okay. Is that like a stout?
Dark Swan.
Wow.
Sour ale. Okay.
I saw that the other day. That I was going to pick it up, but I got some
good.
Rod, give it a couple months. It'll be
rural.
7 cents a fucking bottle for you.
Oh yeah. By the way, I'm drinking a 72 Imperial. So I didn't say that I was drinking. So I'm still finishing these 72 Imperials now.
Oh, the 72 Imperial. Yeah, I've had that.
Yeah.
Most of like a red wine or a great Kool-Aid.
Todd, are you trying to do a live review? Because I think only people who have channels are allowed to do things like this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
He's practicing. He's warming up. We're gonna get you guys a channel.
Commandeer Roger his own beer review. I'll see what's going on.
But well, let's get at least
When I do most of my
I don't know if Drunken One can talk yet, or is he still like just on mute out there?
Oh, I think so. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
hear you, Drunken One.
Working now.
All
You
right.
wanna introduce
I had to
yourself
get my
in
phone
text?
back out. Yeah, you can't forget me, damn it. I know I've had some mental difficulties or whatever. Yeah, I'm the Drunken One. I have my own YouTube channel. Unlike some of us, no, it's Drunken One, DRUNKION. You should be able to find me pretty easily. But there's people that watch me for some reason. I'm not sure. I am drinking a commercial beer. This is a Carbach out of Houston, Texas. It is a
Hopadillo.
Carbach's got some pretty decent products. Anyway, some slurp.
Okay.
What I was going to say.
Couple what?
Yeah, your sound is now cutting out. It was working. Now it's just going.
Get that foil
okay,
back on the antenna, Drunken. Get that foil back on it.
Yeah.
Hold my leg back up.
Well, what I was going to say is that when I do most of my reviews, I tend to look at Beer Advocate, but you know, with all this talk with Beer Advocate and Ray Beer, I probably will be kind of going with what, you know, like I said, doing my averages with what those who drink, you know, comment on those sites like, you know, Beer Advocate, Ray Beer, and On Tap, and just kind of get my assessment. Okay, if it's, you know, give it a 5 or 4, kind of do it that way. You know,
I would say if you actually use it, just like put, you know, maybe in your description what Beer Advocate.
I mean, I just talk about it. I don't put it in my description. I just mention what the score is, what Beer Advocate says, and what Ray Beer says, and On Tap, and you know, all these other things. And
here's a Sean.
You use either of those sites.
Sean, you do you, man. If you like referencing them sites and you find it, you know, it's more enjoyable wherever, there's no wrong or right answer to reviewing or referencing any kind of sites using as a resource. The problem is if you truly believe that Ray Beer is a poor resource, and this goes back to Jay, who left, I believe he's gone now. But
every time I get on, Jay leaves.
Yeah, he hates you. He absolutely hates your guts because you don't have a channel. That's why he hates me. It's okay, no big deal. No, but it's one of those things where if the thing about Jay is he consistently complains about Ray Beer, you know, with the bad ratings. I don't understand why Budweiser's 7, so on and so forth. And I get it because I agree. Like like Justin said, we don't know exactly what kind of averages they're doing and all that stuff. But the simple fact of the matter is, if anytime you reference Ray Beer, it's always a negative. At that point, I would just take them out of my reviews as a resource because there's no reason to bring them up if you just constantly disagree with them. They're not doing a good job for you personally. But I have no problems if people in reviews go, hey, man, here's what Beer Advocate says, here's what On Tap says, here's what Ray Beer says. I take it as anything else with a grain of salt because nobody's opinion means more than your own. You can always use anyone as a reference or resource, whether it's a beer tuber, whether it's a written review, whatever. But the only way you're ever going to know if you like a beer, or you enjoy a beer, or you hate a beer is if you drink it yourself. That's it. And people put so much stock into everybody else's reviews and ratings. None of it fucking matters. It really doesn't. And at the end of the day, I don't remember if someone gave a beer a 91 because I don't give a rat's ass. Did I give it a 91? Then that's all that matters because that's what I thought about it.
It only matters if you're Beer Geek Nation, right?
Right.
No, because in general, he doesn't matter. I have nothing against Chris Stouts, but
Yeah, me either.
He's lonely at the top. I mean, what do you want?
Well, you got the ratings. Like I said, everybody has their own different style, how you want to do them, how you want to work them. If you want to use them, use them. But you know, you can always ask your audience that watches your channel if they like to see that or not too. Let them give you some feedback on it. my opinion is I think they're taken too strongly by a lot of people, which if you want to see my opinion on it, I have a video on my channel about ratings. But another thing, I guess we should try to get into a topic here at some point, right? So
the topic is beer reviews and beer ratings and why they suck. No, I don't
know. So I responded back to a video the other day. Nothing really bad or anything, but Beer Snobs United had done a piece about the whole high-end thing. I kind of responded to it as well. The whole thing is getting a little bit crazy now, right? So the whole independent craft label, which we touched on last week, that came out. Now the high end has, I guess you could say, decided to take the low road and come back with their little catty response, which is also setting some stuff up. Oh, thank you.
You like that segue? Yeah, that was something, wasn't it?
You can never have enough segues. Never.
I ran out last week.
No, the inventor of the segue died on the segue.
But so they responded. I don't know if you guys saw that video or not with their response and everything. So basically, all the guys that have been bought out or sold out, however you want to say it, responded back like they're all against this label type thing in a certain kind of way. And it's getting to a point now where it's like getting real catty. And I saw another site that I posted on my Facebook page earlier. They had an article where now they're listing the company so people know who to avoid in certain states on stuff. I mean, at a certain point, do you just say the hell with it? Just give me a beer and just shut the F up or what?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Sure. Give me a beer, be quiet. Hopefully it's a euro one.
Money. If you want to put stake into a company, then go and do that. If you don't like the company, then, you know, that's your problem. I know Jay has said it from time to time. Well, maybe more than from time to time. But I don't have a horse in the race. I don't have any stake in this. I know that there are a lot of probably craft beer guys that will look, you know, further on the surface and talk about maybe what they think about these companies and their business practices, the big boys of beer. But, you know, for me, I'm going to buy a beer and try a beer. And if I don't like it, you're going to hear it from me. And if you like it, you probably won't hear me shut up about it. So I think that's
I feel like ours.
Go ahead, Justin.
Oh well, I would say like our stake in it is when they go to crap.
Yeah,
as I think we've seen in multiple instances of these breweries that get bought up, and then you know something goes wrong or there's a decline in quality. I'm thinking of I know we talked several times ago about the Craft Brewers Alliance group, that they've all kind of gone down as a group in quality, and of course there was the Goose Island thing, well, from 2015 batches,
right?
And yeah, the infection. And I mean, I'm gonna admit I actually did buy 2 Wicked Weed beers this week.
Yeah,
get the fuck out, Justin. Get the fuck out.
No, so mainly because I'm fairly confident these were brewed before the takeover. So you know, I figure I can get it before it all turns to shit.
Yeah.
I love the people that freak out, like they freak out, like Lagunitas got officially bought out by Heineken, and like they're like, oh, yep. I saw Lagunitas fucking daytime IPA on my shelf, and I'm not gonna buy because it's probably shit. Yeah, because that beer that was on the shelf before the fucking buyout's just automatically shit because Heineken bought it. I don't just fucking forearm shiver you in the dome piece. What the fuck are you talking about?
Feeling and suspicion that, well, not a strong feeling. Let me put it this way: Anheuser-Busch is not doing anything with the Bourbon County stuff. I mean, they're not doing anything as far as how it's physically brewed and packaged and put on, and that sort of thing. I mean, they have
but was there an increased requirement of demand? Did they increase the output requirements that maybe Goose Island had to cut corners here or there? No, I'm not even saying there's anything necessarily insidious about what ABI is doing, but there certainly could be instances that results in mistakes being made that wouldn't have been made if there weren't an increased demand for it. Because again, I talked about, I think it was 2 weeks ago, Wicked Weed magically appeared in my market right after
because of distribution now,
takeover was announced. So they're going to be increasing distribution. They're hitting many other areas now. So can they handle that increase in volume on their own, or Are they going to struggle? Are they going to maybe try to cut corners?
Right.
Or what?
Theoretically, they're supposed to help with that. Like that's the whole point of being AB InBev. They're supposed to help the distribution to be able to brew enough to get into new areas. That's like the whole point of them being bought out or selling out or whatever is they want better distribution. They want to be able to get more to the masses. Now, I think whenever you upscale any kind of product, there's always going to be issues. There's going to be things that pop up that you couldn't even, even when you first started it, had any thought that would happen. I think that's just how life works in general. And you don't even have to compare it to just beer. There are so many things in this world product-wise that they upscale and it goes to shit. I think that's a byproduct of being bought out and trying to upscale everything. I think I have the biggest problem with people. As soon as a place gets bought out, they automatically denounce them. Oh, you sold out to the big guy, so now you're A, automatically shit. B, I'm never buying you again.
Good case in point. Blue Point. They were bought out by Anheuser-Busch. The folks that make the toasted lager. I think that's a good beer, but I'm sure those folks say in the Optical Illusion IPA. I think they're both very excellent, but I'm sure the other guys who've had their beers before they were bought out by Anheuser-Busch say, oh, yeah, they're great with them when they bought out by Anheuser-Busch. Oh, yeah, I'm never going to drink their stuff again,
Yeah, go ahead. I don't want to call out people's names here, but I'm going to just say Tom.
That's why we're here, Eric.
I'm just going to say Tom the Beer Whisperer. and I know that he does some kind of work at a local brewery in his area, but for somebody like that, I mean, I'm just using that as an example because I just got reminded of that. Not to say, screw you, Tom the Beer Whisperer, but not to say that, but to say that you can definitively tell practically night and day that this beer is different just because Anheuser-Busch bought out your company or, has a distribution rights for your company now is just mind-boggling to me that all of a sudden you now can tell a month ago before they got bought out to exactly a month later that night and day is different. Now, I understand that they have to be kind of conscious about getting these ingredients and not only just getting the ingredients they need to brew these beers, but being able to have a steady enough supply depending on where you're going to distribute the beer. So I get it that, they might have to go a different route in buying bulk, grains or rice or corn or whatever it is to keep up with demands. And they're going to source it from different places. And that could very well affect the flavor of the beer. But to say night and day just because a company bought you out that's the definitive link in telling that the beer has changed. I think that's a ridiculous statement to make.
I think he was more talking about from tasting it before and then after when they were bought out. But I don't know how long of a period it would take for you to.
On top of that, Rod, your palate changes. They say every 9 months or at least every.
I mean, I know guys that couldn't stand barley wines years ago. Now they love them. So
yeah. So how much is that? How much does your own palate come into play? Nobody knows because your shit always changes. So it's one of those things where it's maybe 5 years ago I remember this beer being way different. Maybe 5 years ago you like certain styles and now you like other styles. It's not all black and white, and everyone wants to say it's just black and white, and it's just not. It's not how it works. It's not how the world works.
Right. But
and it's like the rest of corporate America too. I mean, how long does it actually going to take for those beers, if they ever do change? I mean, when takeovers happen, it doesn't just change overnight.
No, it definitely takes a period of time.
The beer can be produced for another 6 months, exactly the same way it was made before they were bought out. And who knows, it might never change in the long run ever, period. So
yeah, and some people could take it as kind of like a psychological thing too in their mind. They're thinking something may have changed and maybe it didn't. You're already starting to believe that. But going back to that whole thing from the high end thing, the question would be, by them coming out and doing that and making those comments, is that something that can come back and affect them more? Like, is it going to come back and bite them in the ass because they came out on this low road, kind of harping on the craft label being done by the Brewer Association? Or do you think it's not going to really fall out to be much of anything outside of people just saying, oh, these guys are just kind of pissed off about it?
I think what it really does is what it will do is for people that kind of use the Rate Beer forums, Beer Advocate forums, some of the folks that review beer and especially craft beers. What I think it's going to end up doing is it's going to end up discrediting some of those folks that use those services by using a place like a Rate Beer and a Beer Advocate and being a beer reviewer and having discussions on YouTube. We're supposed to try to be as objective as possible when we review a beer. We look at a beer for what it is. We're reviewing it as it should be in the style. I mean, everybody's different how they're going to review it. So to go into that beer, say, for example, 312 Urban Wheat there by Goose Island, just because it all of a sudden got bought out by, one day it got bought out by Anheuser-Busch, and now you're already going into your beer review, you're already going into a beer discussion and going, this is absolutely crap, and you haven't even opened the bottle and you're not even trying it. Yeah. It's just going to discredit how really great your beer review is and how really honest you're going to be able to have a beer review. And really, quite frankly, how really intelligent your beer conversation is going to be. Now, if you have too much of any beer, it's not going to be intelligent, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, people get smarter.
Yeah. Well, I think one thing that'll be interesting is these groups like under AB and Bev, for instance. So now one of the upcoming beer festivals is just a group of those brewers that were under the AB and Bev umbrella. How many people actually turn out and go to these festivals? And I think that'll be kind of a marked thing. If they have success with it, people may say, I don't care if they're owned by AB and Bev in some portion. If they flop on it, then it's kind of like, okay, do we have an issue here?
Is that the Wicked Weed event, Rod? Talking about?
Yeah, I think that's the one. They got like 4 or 5 or 6, however many they have from the AB and Bev all getting together for a beer festival.
So somebody actually down here in South Carolina, somebody actually put on an event to essentially take over that Wicked Weed Sour event. It's called the Funk Collective, and I think just about everybody that pulled out of that Wicked Weed event is coming here. It's actually this coming weekend. So,
are you going to be able to go to it?
I can. I'm actually covering another event on Saturday. So,
look at this fucking get you.
Rough life, you know.
Yeah, you got double dip sometimes.
Go around at once, and unfortunately, the one's 2 hours away. Unfortunately, so I picked the first one.
You need to get a remote team to help you out. Get a remote team to the other beer event for you.
Well, as soon as YouTube starts paying me money, then.
Well, we saw Niche's video. You might want to wait.
Waiting for my check from YouTube.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Well, on my beer reviews, I got close to 300 reviews I've done outside the other stuff I've done. Yeah, I'm like, hey, where's
your check is in the mail.
Yeah,
you probably
think 3 years, right? In 3 years or 4 years, I'll get it.
Just remember,
what's your address?
If it was easy, everybody be doing it, right? So
if you go on YouTube and you go to your dashboard and you look up the analytics, you can find out how much your revenue really is.
Yeah, I made like $6 in a year and a half.
And they'll pay, and they pay you like I forget what is. I think they might start paying you like 1,000 or 500 or something like that.
I think it's 100. I think I saw.
I think it's 100, but I'm looking at mine right now, and there's a big middle finger there. What does that mean?
You don't have a channel.
Yeah, I guess that's what that means. Then.
$1, right?
Yeah, baby.
Been in it for 3 years. You got enough a whole 12-pack.
Going on to something different.
Bud Light.
Yeah, well, almost as bad as Bud Light.
So something different, Rod. I think we've talked about the same topic for like 6 weeks straight.
Completely different.
A different one tonight, different topic.
Well, I mean, it's still within the same realm, like,
Well, this is still coming up because every week there's something new going on with this whole brew.
Oh, everybody hates ABN, Bev. Fuck those guys, right? Yeah.
So the Texas Longhorns have now signed a deal with Corona, so they're going to be like the official. Corona's going to be the official beer of Texas. Like Corona and Texas.
We're going to get one of those. That's Lone Star.
The whole love between Texas and Mexico and stuff. And it's kind of like you got to, and it's just like, and that's the best beer you're going to have. All the breweries in Texas. Come on, drunken one, tell me something. Why would they go with Corona?
Oh man, I don't even know. How that's a Mexican beer, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
No, Texas belongs to Mexico, right?
Maybe they should do
Well, if you lived around here, we ought to call it Texaco because we got there's Texans and Mexicans.
I mean, I was thinking go with Lone Star or something at the least, right? Lone Star.
Yeah. Lone Star, yeah, exactly.
Or Shiner.
But I saw that. I thought that was Shiner. Even. Yeah, I saw that.
I think Shiner.
I thought Corona was going to be the.
Yeah, there you go. Ziegenbach. Any of the Carbach products? I mean, we got a couple breweries down here.
Isn't Carbach
I'm
owned
not
by
real versed on it.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm saying they
Yeah,
are, right?
and Lone Star.
Well, there you go. Fucking.
No, I think Lone Star is still by themselves, huh?
Yeah.
Lone Star is still independent, right? Yeah, okay. Lone Star.
Wait a minute. Does Lone Star have some kind of state from Pabst or something like that?
What?
That's on the down.
You talking about Longhorn Steakhouse?
Oh, Lone Star beer.
Yeah.
I know you have food on your mind, Rod, but let's slow it down. No Longhorn Steakhouse.
That's Eric. Eric's talking barbecue.
Yeah.
I like barbecue.
Yeah.
There's not.
Well, guys, listen. I mean, you've seen this everywhere right now. A lot of these college universities, you know, they realize right now. I know they try to keep it dry, but they know that the concessions is very important to, you know, survival of some of these universities, despite everything, despite the TV money that they get from, you know, ESPN, CBS, NBC.
Hang on.
You know,
pull up.
Yeah, Lone Star beer is owned by Pabst Brewing Company, or at least it's brewed by Pabst Brewing Company.
Boycott.
All right.
Totally boycott, right?
what I'm trying to say is that, you know, whoever thought during the day that you would see beer at college football stadiums
now.
Right.
Yeah, so now, I mean, it's pretty much everywhere. They realize this is important. You know, we've seen it in college baseball stadiums, depends where you are, they're selling beer. You know, particularly South Alabama, they sell beer here. You know, they're selling beer at South Alabama football games. They're selling beer at University of Alabama and Auburn games. Why not everywhere? So, for the concessions.
Well,
yeah,
why not?
Yeah, who doesn't want to buy a $10 beer? I know I do.
$10. I'm definitely not buying a Corona for $10.
Joe should show everyone his cleanly trimmed beard that's in the basement.
Everybody wants to see Joe's beard.
Yeah, well, they're not.
Joe'sBeard.com. There you go.
Listen, I shaved. I had a haircut today.
If I show it, then I'm going to get kicked out of the chat for possibly being a terrorist, and I don't want that to happen because I don't want you to judge me based on my beard.
Again,
I'll just say you're the lost member of ZZ Top. That's all.
That's cool.
Oh, Frank.
No, see, when I had a big beard, I looked like a terrorist. There's a difference.
Yeah, no, you did. Well, because you had the long hair, but now, like I said, you look like
it's a past thing. Like you still don't look like a terrorist.
I pray to Paul. Paul is my Lord and Savior.
Hey, Rajay, at University of Cincinnati baseball at football games, do they sell beer?
Yeah, they sell
Bearcat.
Yeah, they sell beer here. Although I'm at WVU, we sell beer down too.
I don't know if a beer company should be sponsoring a college team though. That's just kind of weird.
Unless
what about you,
the sponsorship part is kind of the shaky area a little bit.
I don't know. Right? It's a really great question if they do that at Boston College.
None of those.
I'm going to ask you, Eric. Boston College, do they sell beer during the football game?
Let's see here.
The Eagles.
I don't think they do. I'm not sure. I'm going to look that up and get back to you.
I mean, West Virginia just started
Penn State
2 years ago.
Yeah, Penn State, in South Carolina. Justin, for the game concert, they sell beer at the football games.
No, that might be an SEC rule, maybe actually. That no.
I was gonna say they don't sell at the University of Kentucky either.
Here's the thing, though: if you're a professional alcoholic, what you do is you tailgate for like 4 or 5 hours. You go in there shit faced, then you don't have to buy any beers, and you just
there you go.
As far as I know,
have you been to one of our games at WVU? That sounds familiar.
Penn State games, people have totes and totes and totes and totes of Sierra Nevada Pale Ale just everywhere, and that's what people drink when they go to Penn State games.
So, yeah, they have.
Really? They don't have no Yingling?
I'm sure they do.
That great American Wild Ale? Yes, for sure.
It's like
outside of Paul, no one may love Yingling more than John.
No, it looks like according to the college website that they have concession stands that include non-alcoholic beverages. So I don't think they sell beer at Boston College Eagles games.
Okay.
Because everyone's at fucking Trillium and Treehouse drinking beforehand, and then they go.
Yeah, 3 hours away.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do for great beer, right?
Yeah, baby. Yeah, you gotta go downstream, but look. No,
I'm sure the tailgate at Boston College is a riot. You know, I'm sure everybody's enjoying tailgating at Boston College football games.
If there was a football game, I'd be in the nearest bar drinking.
20,000 people that show up, John.
They're watching the game. Paul's out to tailgate.
There's a lot of people who go tailgating and then don't even go to the fucking game. They just
yeah.
Like,
whatever. Was I gonna do something?
Yeah. Was there this some kind of ball game being played? Whether it's a foot or a basket or a base, I don't know.
I've gone down to the Carolina Stadium to tailgate without a ticket. Without even bothering to find one.
You got the TV. Get the TV hooked up.
Yeah.
The satellite dish.
Yeah.
Or maybe the antenna.
Either that or you get so
There's a
drunk
food
that
on
you
the
actually
grill.
wander
You're an
into a bar.
outside experience.
You bring your own alcoholic beverages, which it cost what they cost at the fucking grocery store, the beer store, the liquor store, and then you don't have to pay $10 a beer. That's
right.
People are
It's like
dumb,
bringing your
but they're
own
also
popcorn
smart.
to a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the people go to the movies and spend fucking $20 to get a popcorn and a drink. It's like, what are you doing?
My mom used to empty her purse and fill it with shit and then take us to the movies and we just ate out of her purse dolls.
I know that's right, Paul.
Barbecue earlier. We got a place here where they got barbecue and everybody can bring their own beer or liquor, and it's like always packed. It's like you don't have to go out to the restaurant. You go here with your own stuff. Yeah. You cut your bar bill. That
BYOB.
Yeah, there's a couple places here that are like that, and that's fucking so cool just to be able to be like, I want to drink these 2 or 3 beers. I'm gonna bring them. I'm gonna buy your food. I'm gonna give you tip, and everything's gonna be great. But I'm gonna drink these beers because it's easier, and then you have to worry about spending.
The only problem is like when you're outside like picnic tables or you're sharing tables sometimes, and you're like, I don't even know who this dude is. And I know I don't like him.
Or you can be in Canada, or you can be in Canada at a place called the Flying Saucer, which is this like little, like basically you got to be drunk to go there because if anyone goes there between like noon and midnight, you fucked up because you'll be eating stuff and you don't want to eat it.
Yeah.
But after midnight, when you're all fucked up, you're like Matt from Massive Beer Reviews and Paul from PA Brew News and myself who doesn't have a channel. What we do is we go in there. And then we bring our own beer.
Who doesn't have a channel?
And then the waitress looks at you and goes, you can't bring those beers in here, but let me pour one last glass for everyone, and then I'll take it away.
Yeah, she poured my beer for me, and she's like, "Here, that's better." I was like, "Thanks, sweetie, give me another."
She gave us like a. She looked at. She was like, "You can't have your own beer in here. Let me take this away and pour it for all of you."
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Yeah.
I looked around like she poured me a big beer. She's I'm like, well, this is pretty good. And I wasn't sure if I was drunk, but I thought she was pretty good looking too. So I was.
You're fucking hammered. She was ugly. It was all right.
No, that's fine with me. as long as it was a she, I'm fantastic.
Paul had one end game in mind. That's all he had.
Well, honestly, I don't know. I don't know if it was a she. I'm gonna say it probably was.
That's fine.
No, I know. Listen, the more holes, the merrier for you. But I know
it go lower and lower and lower. I was sure the Lakers was a huge.
In the basement, saw Paul come on. He said, "In time for Paul drama."
Yeah, when Paul comes, things seem to degenerate to a level in which we've never seen before.
All I say is the term limits and limitations. That does equivocates to cock blocking yourself. Just take
Speaking of segues,
yeah. So
Been through the segue done. Never mind.
Talking about bad things.
Bud Light.
Zima.
That's a great segue.
We don't have any
about Zima and people are like putting reviews up, and I'm like, no, I didn't like it in the '90s. I'm not going to like it now.
Rod, your palate has changed. Try it.
No, I would not go back to Zima. You go to Zima, what's next? Mad Dog 2020, Wild Irish Rose.
Why not?
Where does it stop when you go that slippery slope? Shut it down.
What was the?
Just be drinking gallons of Manischewitz.
Exactly, right?
That stuff.
I can watch Jay do that. I don't need to do it.
I was going to say, if you review that stuff, Jay will join you.
Right.
Well, there you go.
We'll be doing it at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm just,
That's a little bit early, but I can manage.
I walked past the back of Zima's at the grocery store the other day. That's when they kicked the whole thing over. Like, get this out of here.
Baby, I got some Zima. I got some Crystal Pepsi, baby. Oh,
Wasn't there another one that was like similar to Zima?
And they're like $10 a 6-pack.
They got to bring back OK Soda.
So, are any of you going to try Zima?
No.
Probably.
If
I
someone
did try Zima.
Yeah, how are y'all gonna just knock it like that? Y'all are true to heart beer reviewers, and you're not gonna try to revisit Zima? Don't laugh it out. Don't laugh it out.
Drunken one.
Beverage. It's not beer. It's not
Drunken one, I don't want you to speak for Todd and I, because I don't know what you're talking about beer reviewers or anything.
No,
Hey, don't mix
saying.
success in that group.
I would probably try Four Loco.
I
I would probably try Four Loco before I try Zima again.
Yeah, I like a good beer review. I've even drank my own urine.
You know what?
I got one more for you guys. Sponsorship. That's how I'll try it. Give me the money, and then I'll review it.
If I could find a single bottle for under $2, I wouldn't not try it. I think because I do remember it. But
you probably can get it for the $2. I think the 12 packs are like $8 or something.
Well, I'm saying I'm not trying to buy entire expensive 12 packs.
You gotta buy your Jolly Ranchers.
We used to mix Jolly Ranchers in with those things. Mix Jolly Ranchers.
See, you gotta bring other stuff
or whatever.
If you gotta bring other stuff to it, why do you even put it out?
Well,
Exactly.
I get it, but just remember what it's about and revisit that flavor.
Well, here's
I mean,
the
you
thing
wouldn't
is
even
the
have
best
to put
part
it on
about this
video,
is-
but
I think Drunk is looking forward to drinking it.
Well, he is, but the best thing about this fake crafty macro shit, like a lot of the stuff, is like there's so many flavors out there now. Pretty soon they will have Jolly Rancher Zima. You don't have to go through the work of mixing. It'll be done. It'll be chemical swap.
Oh no, I mean.
They have
You just slam that shit down. It was I think it was like a 6%. You know, you just slam it down. It's quite refreshing, actually. You know,
I'll check the shit out of some Bartles and James. What are you talking about, Rod? It's fantastic.
Oh, wow. Shit, some $2.99, some the Purple Passion, right?
I just remember Zima when I stole some when I was a kid because my parents had some when we were fishing, and I remember it being very overcarbonated. It blew me up when I was a kid.
You probably let them go. Let them take it.
I just
There's not a liquor combination of that thing.
I just uploaded a commercial of Zima, the old commercial where a group of friends are in some sitting on top of a roof and talking. They got the barbecue grill and they're drinking the Zima, an ice chest full of Zima, drinking it. So I got the commercial. I just posted it on the group chat. So look, reminisce about the good old days of Zima
I'm sorry,
nostalgic thoughts about it.
Friends do not let friends drink Zima.
Hey, I was just about to say. I was gonna say Joe, can we remake that thing and we could do the commercial and you pull out a Zima and I push you off the roof because you're a piece of shit?
Like the guy says, what's so great? What's great about what's perfect? Burgers and dogs and a Zima.
What the
fuck? Be like something
Really?
Like, did you just give me a Zima?
Guys are all super judgmental just because some people like
I think
Zima.
you're a very beautiful man, but what is this trying to say?
You're fruity as fuck.
You don't even know.
Is that when you crack open a heady topper and then give your friend a Zima?
Yeah.
Little known fact, I'll take a Zima over a Heady.
And if you both crack open a Zima, you can crack open some KY afterwards.
Zima, the drink of
So-
Bill Cosby. Get your
What the fuck?
You know,
doesn't stain your
usually
teeth.
goes off the rails about this point. It's usually not Rod that starts it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's no surprise.
Zima lights a fire for me. It's stuff.
Rod was the one who brought up Zima. It's all on him.
I'd like to say this.
This all went downhill after Corona and going to Texas. I mean, just the whole.
Rails are imaginary. There's no
The only
rails.
other brand I can think of that maybe people would want to see come back in beer or in these kind of alternative things is maybe possibly Budweiser's malt liquor. Maybe.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else like that.
Maybe. Well,
There's something similar to Zima called Boku.
I think I've heard of Boku.
Was that like a I remember the comedian Richard Lewis did a commercial of that.
That's what I was thinking of.
That
Richard
root
Lewis.
beer.
Pokemon, Boku.
But speaking about malt liquor,
We were?
now they are making craft malt liquor.
We are now.
How the hell are you going to make malt liquor craft?
And that's the thing that pisses me off about Founders doing this barrel-aged malt liquor. And I was like, why are you pandering to the lowest common denominator to make a barrel-aged malt liquor?
You know what they're doing, I think?
Okay, it's going to be a corn liquor that tastes more like corn. Like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to pander, like, like, if you drink malt liquor, that's malt liquor. If you're being, like, a craft person.
There he is.
I'll just say it again, pandering to the lowest
Nostalgia.
Like, what the fuck's all that about? Like, are we seriously doing that? Because honestly, I'd punch you in the tooth.
I think what's going on with
Go ahead, Drunken. Do your review on Zima right now.
Oh, I don't do reviews with a crap, but yeah, I did. Yeah, I don't even think they call it a beer. They call it a citrus beverage or whatever.
I think what they're doing.
Fucking hit like spray.
Yeah, there are a lot of words like beer for that.
Yeah, I think what they're doing with this craft alternative stuff is they're trying to get on the train that now liquor and craft cocktails, even you see it with Jay, even that the craft liquors and cocktails have become a thing now, and people are really interested in that.
No, it looks wonderful, son. I say you go.
And also the hard
put them together and selling people in a good package.
Yeah, well, there's trains. There's trains to the promised land, and then there's trains to derail. You're gonna die, Bill. I mean, which fucking train do you want to board, buddy?
I mean, with Dusty Rose doing craft malt liquor, I don't think he would.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Talking about hard times. Hard times, baby.
The American Dream. The American Dream. Dusty Rose.
I don't jump on Twain, baby. I steamroll your ass. That's what I do, baby. I don't jump on Twain. I steamroll it. I come down like a chugga lugga bugger. I just come down and flash.
Man,
like a what?
Dusty Rose was, man, he was a riot, I tell you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Him with Full Brothers.
It's a funny thing because I'm a chugga lugga lugga man. And the thing is, the best part of it is I drank a whole 16 ounce of a 9% beer and I didn't even know I drank any. Look at that, trying for another one.
Give it about a half an hour, Paul. We'll all realize it really quickly.
Iron Maiden. They announced a new hollowed Belgian style beer. So the beer
I really want to punch them in the face. But I really like Iron Maiden, but I want to punch them in the face. But I really like Iron Maiden. I want to punch them in the face. I had the Trooper. Guess what? I've pissed better tasting shit than that. Literally, because I've tasted it. And,
I haven't done a Trooper yet.
Well, now they have like an XB Trooper, which is like a big ruby red ale that's supposed to be more malty, more flavorful for Robinsons. But I would like to try. I do like English beers, but the Trooper was boring as piss water. I mean, it was just like a 5. It was basically like the Wild American Ale. Fuck you, Jim.
But that was like their first one, right? So they really want their name on it.
Yeah, it was very overpriced for what it was. That was my main problem. I don't have that much of a problem with it, but it was very overpriced.
Yeah, of course you don't.
Then they had a really lower
stout. PA, it's like $8.99 a bottle.
Yeah.
PA, $8.99 a bottle. Yeah. I'm like, holy god!
It's creeped up.
Everything's overpriced in Pennsylvania.
Well, I just actually
they're Michigan.
It brings me up to a very nice point. I just bought a case of beer that was Pennsylvania fresh, and it was $20 a case. I actually only paid $20 for it.
Wow.
What was it, Bud Light?
No. It was
I'm serious.
Bud Light is like $27 a case here. So it's like, wow.
Jesus.
But
what is this, Canada?
I bought
pretty much
a case of Brooklyn's Blast, their double IPA at like 9.8 alcohol or whatever for $20. And
20 a case.
See, you thought I had to hook. Well, I do have to hook up with.
Well, go ahead and tell them what.
Hook up in PA.
Go ahead and tell them what Brooklyn Blast is and how old it was.
Brooklyn Blast is a double IPA, the whole thing from Brooklyn Brewing Company. And I brought it home and I was like, okay, there's no dates on anything. I told the lady at the counter, because she was actually pretty nice to me. I said, this has been around for a while because I've seen it. So what do you think? And she's like, oh, $20. I'm like, $20 sounds fantastic. So I took it home. Best Buy, September 2015.
There you go.
Good night.
Fresh, baby. Oh, I love it. It tastes like rotten honey and brandy. I'm like,
$20 later.
My deals are never like that. My deals are a lot better.
Bottle-aged double IPAs don't work out, huh?
Oh, this Chill Wave, I went to the store and they fucking paid me to drink it. There's
3 IPAs and 2 pale ales. that just came into a store near me, and they are last year's vintages, and they just hit the shelves. That's Pennsylvania fresh, baby.
Is it a basement real? It's at $48 Bud Light.
Oh yeah, fucking Canada's dumb.
Yeah, Canada's
like, in
dumb.
general,
Like,
not just with prices. Canada's dumb.
If you
Yeah,
buy
isn't their
that
minimum
beer,
wage like
Canada,
$15 or something up there?
I don't know. I go up there and live like a king, so everything's
that's like $4 American.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, like we come up there with 30 cents and we come home with a truck full of beers. You know what I mean? Because
you go up there with $100, you are the king of Canada.
Yes.
The thing I found out in Toronto that we went up there on vacation one time is they don't like giving people refills.
No, they don't do that.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Well, they do it. Like they give you the bottle or the can. Like, well, just give me another bottle. When it's like, I know you guys all worry about your health insurance, all taken care of. I'm an American. I can go back. I'm good. Just give me another soda.
Hey, most importantly, did they talk about Rush or Gino Vanelli?
Rush.
All right.
I'm not Russian.
I think I can clear that up about my favorite band. Right?
It's mostly the Tragically Hip, honestly. So
yeah, everybody that likes Rush is basically like one of those kind of people.
I'm more Gino Vanelli than Rush, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I like Rush.
Okay,
too.
that's okay. That's okay.
See you later.
How can? Oh, bye bye. No, you don't need to tell me that. I looked at your face.
So since we're halfway through 2017, any beer predictions for the next half of the year from anybody?
Yep,
it's all going to
I thought you were
suck,
saying
and
we're
people are
halfway
going to
through
be
the
all
show.
uptight about it, and there's going to be a bunch of bullshit that doesn't need to be happening, and it's just beer, go fuck yourself, the end, goodbye. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's going to be
Co-signed.
more bullshit. People are going to get upset about stuff. There's gonna be
More breweries
political
getting
bullshit.
bought out. More people
Yeah,
complaining
more people
about
getting
shitty
bought
products.
out, more people
Yeah,
making
fine.
beer gender-specific cocksucker nails, you know, and things like that. It's going to be more of that stuff.
Rate beer producing shitty ratings. I mean, what else?
Yeah, and people still talking about the bros like they matter. You fucking retards. It's gonna keep going. Let's go.
So we think we're gonna have another overstocking of pumpkin beer in about a month.
Actually,
Yeah, next month. That's right. They're gonna start putting all the Oktoberfests and all the
next month. Next month it's gonna be next week.
No, Pumpkin hit the shelves 2 weeks ago. Here, Pumpkin is out, guys. If you want to get the freshest pumpkin ever, it's out. It's here. It's now. Pennsylvania's like the
honestly,
new
it's ironic that Pennsylvania got the freshest pumpkin.
The freshest. We have IPAs.
They got those sweet 2011 vintages.
Yeah, I can't believe it. We just got in Stones and Joy by 10/31/16. Just got it in.
Really?
Yes. But
Pennsylvania.
we have the freshest pumpkin ever.
You know what needs to be a trend for the rest of 2017 and going forward, and I've talked about it on my beer review channel, is if you buy a variety pack or a 12-pack of bottles, they should have a packaged on date on the goddamn variety pack.
Sounds like someone got burned on a variety pack. I'm looking at you, Eric.
I gotta tell you, you know what really tapped my ass, baby?
And if I was to guess,
you know what, brother?
Did you buy a variety pack of maybe Sam Adams or Shipyard or some kind of other big brand, Eric? Is that?
One of them was Shipyard, and the other one.
There you go. Shipyard.
The other one was.
It doesn't take that much space to put that on there, really.
No, it doesn't.
You put all this other stuff on there.
Make it happen.
I didn't figure at the end of May.
One guy to give one fuck, and most of these breweries don't give zero fucks because they're just worried about, okay, if we make this, someone will drink it, we'll make money, goodbye. Because they give zero fucks. Because the guys that are like me that hate their job and they just go because they need to make money because they have an ex-wife and 2 kids that need everything and you just want to shoot yourself, but they go to job anyway.
All right. That's a little bit too much personal information.
Yeah.
I bought it
like quietly on the couch, Paul.
Go drink your Star Rose in the fucking 2.5-year-old Brooklyn Blast.
I bought a Shipyard beer, and it was all it said on the Shipyard variety pack was it was seasonal. It had their pale ale in there and their export.
Yeah.
They didn't tell you what season though. Yeah, right, Paul.
And then it said other. At the end of May, so I opened it up and I got the pale ale and the export ale. Right, I see a chocolate milk stout, which is from the winter time, and then I see smashed pumpkin. I'm like, in the middle of this,
we're getting rid of this pumpkin one way or another.
That was one of the best beers in that
variety pack.
Eric, what I want you to do is pretend that Shipyard CEO is watching this right now.
Yeah, give him the sexy voice.
And right now, send him a message. There's the message. That's it.
Okay.
You got to say something
that
that
might
actually
be
see
a
it.
little bit muddled. You have to give them both.
You have to,
Give them both.
dig deep and tell him your true feelings from the heart.
Then my feeling is this Bud Light is fresher.
This Bud Light's for you, Shipyard.
Oh yeah, but once you drink a Bud Light, you nullify all your points. What are you doing? You're giving power to the enemy.
Well, in the basement says 14-hour minimum wage starts January 2018, so they're not off that 15, but only by $1.
So that $14 minimum wage is like $11 American minimum wage, which is still a lot higher than a lot of states here, but not in a couple of years when it's $15.
You know, $14 minimum wage, you might have Americans jumping the border.
Yes.
Everybody's going north. Mexico to America, America to Canada.
I don't like Canada's money. It's fake. It's fake feeling.
You have to take the $5 bill and fold it up like a fucking roadmap to put it in your pocket. Fuck that shit. It's like, okay, it's okay.
That's why I just stock myself with about 100 toonies. I'm good to go.
I actually like to go to strip clubs, and when I tip, I just pop them in there, and they wonder what I'm doing. Like, you got nothing else.
Do you just throw the toonies at them? You're like, you're not even good enough for toonie. Here's a loony. Get the fuck out of here.
I missed Lee's comment earlier. We were talking about the football Corona. And he said Corona should come out with the Alamo Ale, really add insult to injury.
Oh, that's just wrong.
Selling the Alamo Ale at Texas games.
You went way back in the comments for that one.
Yeah.
I thought we voted on no quality.
I like
fuck you.
Tim said, I go in the store and say what you got that is new, and the clerk says, well, Rapier said this is a good. I don't give a shit what Rapier says or the other one. I want to know if you got any good beers in here. That's a pretty good one, too.
Well, so many of the places have the little tags now, whether it's Beer Advocate or Rapier. We're on tags.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. And that actually causes consumers to actually target certain beers, I think.
Yeah, that comes from the wine industry. That's like Wine Spectator, and
I would love to. I would love
to
print up fake ones and put them all over the place to beers I know suck.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, there you go. Right,
you know what else you would like though, Paul? Like fresh beer in Pennsylvania. That would be nice too.
Fresh beer in Pennsylvania, and something
in Massachusetts
that actually is attached to a human female. That'd be good.
We just stand around.
I'm doing every hole I can
get like a 95 rate beer.
Animals.
I hope they cleared up that infestation they had with the roaches at that brewery. What? Oh, you didn't hear about the story about this brewery here? The 90 days, the infestation of roaches.
Yeah.
Little extra protein.
I wish I had roaches. I heard they're horny bastards. I'm so.
They don't drink much.
They don't drink that much. They're always horny.
Shut it down.
So here's a question. Here's a question as it pertains to. I hate to say reviewers because Todd and Joe don't have a channel, but
hey, baby,
does a
again?
They can respond to it, of course, too. I mean, but just curious.
No, they can't.
Does a reviewer lose credibility if they like too much? Like if every beer they get, they're always
listen.
I don't agree with that.
I'm asking a question. I'm just asking if a reviewer loses credibility if they like too much.
I don't agree with that. There's certain 10, so it doesn't fucking matter.
There's a lot of beers I review that I've said no, and I said no, this ain't all that great. And some of the comments I've had, people said, "Oh, I thought this was a great beer. You know, this is pretty good," and others told me F you, so
yeah. I don't know if people actually watch me because I give beer reviews. Like half the time they say I'm just waiting for you to say something like I should shoot all the hipsters. I'm waiting for them to me say something crazy.
You've said that before. I don't know what is that?
Twice.
What crazy?
Only twice.
Twice per review, maybe.
Last time you said the same thing.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The thing is, if you like someone, you want their personal review about something. But if you let's honestly look at the suburbs. There's some people that like absolutely everything, especially when they've been bought out, and people still watch them. So I guess it doesn't really matter.
Well, I mean, I'm just going to say it because I feel like it needs to be said. But, Rod, there was a certain individual here in the chat earlier tonight that may have a reputation as liking everything.
Uh-oh.
And I think we all know what I'm talking about.
This A++
hang on.
He from the South?
Yeah, hang on. Jay has a tendency to like 95% of the beers he drinks, and he has a tendency to give higher scores. Does that hurt him? He has 7,000 subs. I don't think
I was gonna say, does it hurt him? No. Does he get beer for free all the time?
You have to be honest. You have to be honest with yourself when you review a beer. For me personally, I give a lot of B pluses because I think that a lot of stuff, not just willy nilly, do I give a C or a B plus, but I think that in order for me, my brain to want to go to the 90 above or for an A, it kind of has to do a little bit of a knocking off the socks, kind of a wow thing to do it. And I think a lot of beers are put together pretty well. I just don't think that a lot of beers on the market are really at a wow kind of a category. So if you're going to get
super fresh Bud Light,
I think I gave 7, maybe, or 75.
Was that a 7.5 out of 100? Are we on rate?
That would be a
7.5. I was gonna say if it was a 7.5 out of 100.
You know what a lot of people lose track of or don't think about when they think about reviews, whether it's YouTube or whatever, is that most people buy beers within styles they enjoy. So more often than not, they're gonna like it. You don't usually go to the store and get, I fucking hate Pilsners, so let me just pick up a case of Pilsners and I'm gonna review them all.
Exactly.
I fucking hate them. Nobody really does that.
Yeah, I mean, like number one, like even like they might not like beers in the style that they get, but they're always like most people, not everybody, but most people stick to what they know. They're creatures of habit, and they might explore within the style, but that's about it. They're not going to go too far out of it because I know a lot of guys who are hop crazy, and I know a lot of guys that are malt crazy, and they stick with those fucking malts or they stick with those hops, and that's it.
And there's a lot of people out there that in this day. Oh, sorry. Go on, drunken one.
No, it went on. Okay, so I have a person I watch, and she's a real beer judge. And even then, they don't make review things that you don't care about. They'll put you at a table, or they'll ask what varieties do you like, and even then, they won't put you at a table like stouts. Because they're going to kind of be like, I don't like this at all. So even a true beer judge doesn't have to don't care for it.
Right, but a beer judge is going to know how that style should taste most of the time too.
Right.
Oh, and now we're back to the blowjobs and cunt punching.
Yeah.
Well,
more of the cunt punching than blowjobs.
Certified BJCP.
No,
you're supposed to know what the style tastes like. But the thing is, the reason I asked that is just because, like you said, like going one style. Well, you might go on all style. Like I like, Belgian are my favorite. There's some Belgian that are a lot better than other Belgians.
Oh, there are.
But I'm not going to say everyone's like a top notch type thing either.
No, but you're also. It's very more unlikely for you, Rod, that you're going to give a Belgian beer like I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 on tap. It's very rare probably for that to happen. You like the style. Some are better than others, but probably most of them are at least, in the good or above average range.
Well, I mean, I've had a couple like a 2.5 on before.
Yeah, a couple out of how many, Rod? 7 billion? I mean,
that's 7 billion.
There's so many beers if you guys.
No, but I'm saying even like that, or if I do IPAs or I do stouts, there's a lot of IPAs I'll drink now that you do get an over tangerine taste. You do get a medicine type feel, and I rate those ones lower.
Medicine pill.
And there's some that are still great, and they're still better than that. So I'm not going to like every one of them the same. But some are going to be average or decent, but it's going to be a range of them.
Rod, it's proven that you have to be nice to get free beer.
Pill. Yeah.
Well, I'm not trying to do it to get free beer. If somebody gives me free beer, I'll take it. But I'm doing it for the free beer. And when I do get offered beer from a company, I tell them I'm going to give you an honest opinion on it. I've had one from Arbor Brew. I didn't rate that high because I didn't think it was that good, and the guy understood why I rated it that way.
Yeah, usually I offer cunnilingus for free beer, but usually I don't get it. Cunnilingus, free beer, anything like that? Nothing? No?
It must be your style. Your technique is offered.
I even asked the ex-wife today because she had a beer there. I'm like, hey, cunnilingus, free beer? Fuck you. Okay, gotta go. See you later. Bye-bye. I thought I saw a worm coming out of there anyway. So
I'm interested to hear what Justin said because he said over here in the chat. I'm very interested to hear this because this might be me.
Todd said something first. Let's hear what Todd had to say.
Whatever. Todd doesn't have a channel. Does he matter? Not really. Just like
well,
me.
not really, but he did say something.
John is leaving, everybody.
All right. See you later, John.
All right, guys. It's been
Bye,
real.
John.
I get up early in the morning. Y'all
All
enjoy
right.
it. Thank y'all.
Man, early in the morning.
Yep. Later.
You got a whiskey review earlier? What's up?
Yeah. I'm willing to got that. All right.
Todd did say something.
Go ahead,
Just
Justin.
saying.
No, go ahead, Todd.
Todd, you wait.
Todd, you gonna say something?
Maybe. I don't even remember what I said. I don't remember what I said.
Oh,
now.
you're
I was
killing
talking
me,
to
Todd.
Yeah. Paul hears what he wants to hear.
No, you tried to say something and then you stopped and then
and then I lost it.
And this is why he doesn't have a channel. 2 seconds
And
later, he
this is
doesn't
why I
realize
have
what
a
he was
channel,
saying.
And I will never acknowledge your existence again.
All right, Justin. What were you gonna say?
Todd, think really hard. We'll come back to you.
We'll come back to you, Charlie Brown.
Yeah. All right, Justin.
Since we don't have Eric tonight, Todd is now playing Charlie Brown.
Justin, you're on the air.
No, I mean, just simply enough. There's. I think the great majority of craft beer tends to be on the good side, and so I just tend to. There's very little stuff I dislike unless there's something very obviously wrong about it.
The good side of what? Give me a
good side of
goddamn
quality.
reference.
But we know that there's some craft beer out there that isn't all that great.
I would argue at least here in Ontario.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did this guy come from? Who
Hey,
is
open
this?
your eyes.
Hey, wait a second. I'm working on it. Hold on a second.
I remember what I was going to say.
There you go. Let's not get more millennials don't have the greatest memory.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, thanks,
I love you, Todd. Just
Hi, Todd.
try to
How you
support
doing?
Joe, go first. Everybody has a channel. Go ahead, Joe.
No, I don't have anything. It's all on you.
Yep.
How are the non-channel guys running things right now?
I don't know. He likes the Buffalo Sabres.
Because we rule. We rule. Out of all the beer reviews that everybody's done, how many beers have you actually done a review on that you just absolutely hated?
7.
That or what? You said, Todd?
Well, I mean, how
That you
often
don't-
do you actually do a beer that you just hate and actually do a review on?
Most people wouldn't do. I shouldn't say wouldn't, but most people don't do that because I don't think a lot of people would like to spend their money on that. Although, does that make that maybe slightly dishonest? You got to be the judge on that.
It makes for good reviews when people
Are you
go
saying
off.
like? Did you just say like how many reviews have you actually spent your own money on that you've reviewed?
No,
That-
No. I'm saying like how many beers have you actually posted that you did not like and just went ahead and did a video review on it anyway?
Well, I don't drink a lot of beers that I do review.
You don't drink.
So when I hate a beer and it's right there, how you doing, buddy? Like this beer sucks shit through a straw, and I'm reviewing it right now, and I wish the brewer killed himself with a straw. Like, I'm like,
And that's what I'm saying is it's only fair that if you do the good ones, you should do the bad ones too.
Yeah, but any beer I
When
review, I
come
post
into,
all the time.
when I come into a beer review that I do, I try not to have any preconceived notions of the beer.
What well-known fact
Okay, and
about
then that
Paul.
leads me to another question. On most of the beers that you review, have you had that beer prior to?
No, I try
like,
not to
have you
do beers.
had,
I
like-
try not to do beers that I've ever had before. And if I do, I mention, hey, by the way, I've had this beer about 4 years ago, and I liked it then. Let's see what it tastes like now. Okay, guess what? Still good. Or someone dick on a stick. You know what I mean? And I actually like dick on a stick, but I'm not gonna talk about
So
that.
like,
I'm
if you get a
just saying.
6-pack, the first beer you have out of 6-pack.
No, I
review on?
I do the first beer out of the 6-pack. I don't do the last beer out of the 6-pack because that's cheating.
Okay,
That's
that
fucking
was my
cheating,
question.
And people who do that should be shot in the fucking face with something that is not nice.
2 things about Paul. Number 1, settle down. You need to settle down a little bit.
Joe, I'm talking about you.
Listen, number 2 is
I'm talking
Paul.
about you,
Paul
Joe.
doesn't buy 6-packs of entire beers. He can buy singles. And number 3,
I buy cases.
on average, every single beer he reviews is a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
It's a 9 out of 10.
I
Every
was
single
gonna
beer is
say,
a
if
9
you
out of
didn't
10.
say that, that's not accurate. 9 out of 10. Yeah.
But do you put ratings on all your reviews? Like, I don't put ratings on my reviews when I do them.
Well, of course I do. I'm not a hack like you are.
Well, you know, it's a certain skill quality. Everybody can't pull it off.
The only time, actually, no, I don't do all ratings on my reviews. There's about 3 reviews I've done where I was so drunk I didn't fucking review it because I forgot.
I did it for a point when I started out, but then it's kind of like I did that video about like, why am I doing like? Nobody cares what the ratings really are. I mean, you can do your own ratings. It depends on your palate.
Compared to my piss, I would rate this like a 97 out of 100. Like,
is that like a rate beer formula? I don't understand.
Yeah,
I did stop.
That's the new bros.
I did stop using adjunct lagers. So I used to use that a lot without adjunct lagers.
Oh, by the way, hi Chad. How you doing?
All right, number one,
Chad. The beer was for taking his shirt off.
Yeah, let me take my shirt off.
Jamie did bring up the fact that it was drunken one's night to wear the orange shirt, so I'm sorry.
Oh, hey, y'all talking crap about me again, aren't you?
Say something to the drunken one right now.
I'm trying to get my shit sorted out over here, guys.
I tried to sort my shit. Right now, drunken one, I got 6 gallons of Imperial Stout brewing right now.
Nice.
Hell yeah, I want to be your neighbor.
Yep,
I think
no, you don't. Actually,
nobody wants to be.
My audio sound better,
I have
guys?
experience, and I'm just gonna go with a big no.
Right
There's
now,
a reason why he's in the middle of the
no,
woods.
I don't know how this is gonna taste. I got a 10% Imperial Stout brewing right now, which is the original gravity, not final gravity. And then I have a mixture of 6 different bourbons, some rye, some regular, maple syrup,
right,
vanilla, and honey going together. Then I'm gonna add 3 ounces of that to the brew.
I feel like the coconut is left out.
Hey,
The
Eric,
coconut will be. Don't worry, it's okay.
Eric and Lions fan, get in here.
That's what I said.
I would prefer if he didn't, because there's been too many Erics, even though they're spelled differently. I'm scared.
And we all drink Bud Light. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I thought he likes Miller Lite. Doesn't he like Miller Lite?
He likes
I know.
Oh,
In the basement, he just finished to give it a 9 out of 10, 4-star A+.
There's a little.
That's a perfect beer. I give it an 88 out of 100.
I hate to say this online, but there's a little.
That's what Ray Bear said.
It says Paul controls all things in the world, and there's a little red button, and people get saved, and people that drink Bud Light just don't. They just boop, gone.
Do you also have a Donna button somewhere?
I love you, but like, boop, gotta go. But don't worry, I'll never have control of the world because people aren't that stupid. They like Donald Trump, of course it is.
9 out of 10.
I was gonna say, I was like, I just want you to know I will be the next president. I just turned 35. I'm running for the next term, and guess what? Free sex for everybody. Vote for me.
Rod.
And that rant was brought to you by Dada. Here we go.
You got to kick Eric out. He's not in his Kruger shirt. He's not allowed in here without the Kruger shirt.
I can't. He doesn't have a Kruger shirt on tonight. He's mixed it up. He's doing a panoramic view of his apartment, or his house, rather. I don't know why.
Why do you have that? Like, you have that psychopath.
What, did you get a hot tub in there or something? You didn't give it a whole view of the house.
Ring around the rosy or something.
Guess who's gonna be in Michigan in
like
like 2 days?
All over again.
I'm gonna be back in Detroit in 2 days, so you better hang out with me, motherfucker.
That means he's going to not be in Detroit in 2 days.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers! You know what? I'll tell you what. If you can fit that in Uranus, I'll give you $1,000. You piece of shit.
It better be more than 1,000, buddy.
Well, then no.
1,001.
It's not worth it.
I want another 2 more zeros at the end.
That's if I get to use you after you're done.
Yeah, if he gets to watch and or use you.
If I get to use you like a dirty sock, then
yeah. He's giving me $100,000. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
I'm really thinking about it now. Okay.
Eric, he's coming up there in 2 days. You better be careful.
I'm coming, baby. And then believe me, I come a lot.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do a review of that.
Yeah, if you didn't think we went over the tracks now, we definitely have.
I have experienced this firsthand. It's a lot.
You're gonna taste that for like a week.
I didn't taste it, although I wish I would have.
Yeah, I know. You just love it.
I feel like it would have refreshed my palate.
I know, it really would. It's like spiced ginger. It just kind of cleans it out.
Boris, what are you doing?
I didn't taste any ginger.
Oh man, I think you guys scared Justin. Damn. Justin disappeared there.
Yeah, as soon as I took my shirt off,
the more people I scare, the happier I am. And I'm not even drunk yet.
There's an albino with no shirt on. I gotta go.
Yeah, no. I remember when we saw him. We got a hey.
We did that last week.
Yeah.
Come on. We had a hey guys. So everything okay?
So we got a segue into the next topic?
I'll tell you, here's a segue.
Okay, what is the topic?
Here's the next topic. Since it's an historical week, so to speak, because it was Independence Day.
What's Independence Day?
If you could talk with any historical figure over a beer, who would it be?
I would talk with me because I'm fucking amazing.
You're not a
I would
story.
talk
Paul's
about
mom.
historic figures. I would talk with Theodore Roosevelt because I'm a big hippie and I like the wilderness, and he saw Sasquatch.
So you said you saw your grandfather?
Yes.
Oh, no.
I'm not
Nice, Rod.
I'm not even gonna retract that. I'm gonna talk with Theodore Roosevelt. Yeah, he's fucking. That's the thing, man. I want to talk about the adventures he had, and of course Sasquatch because that's my pops. So we're good.
My pops.
And I was driving through my town. There's a carnival. I said, my girls were in the back. I was like, goddamn humans, the human. Then my little girl goes, "You're a human." I said, "No, I'm not. I'm a fucking Sasquatch." I was like, "I'm a Sasquatch," and then she's like, "You do smell like dead things." I'm like, "That's right. I'm a Sasquatch. I don't bathe, and I'm sorry."
Wait, who said you smell like dead things?
Morgan.
Some little girl Paul was scared.
Oh, come on. I mean, I can't disagree at all with her, but that's still not nice.
No, it's okay because Rowan thought it was awesome because she's crazy.
So you say my name 12 times or 13 times, I'll end up in your room at night.
He's like the Candy Man, only smellier.
I really wish Daddy wouldn't show up. How you doing, kids? How you doing? You know what, brother? You know, life stinks.
You turn into a Randy Macho Man Savage.
You know,
never do a Slim Jim, dang it. Yeah.
Yep. Shut up, all you quiet people.
Anybody else got a historic figure?
I don't look to the past, I look to the future.
Oh, shut up, faggot.
Well, you don't know the future of anybody yet.
Damn it.
What the hell did I come into?
Yeah, just Paul being
right.
You know what? You know, I'm gonna say it for you. You want to talk to Dusty Rhodes, baby?
You stole the Dusty Rhodes from Lee, which I stole from Lee, and then you stole it from me.
I'm just saying that you want to talk to Dusty Rhodes. That's all I'm saying.
I would prefer to. Yes, it'd be great.
Fucking
I would like to know how he got those luscious man boobs because I would like to.
Dusty Rhodes.
I'm gonna say John McEnroe.
He's still alive.
He's a four finger, is he?
I want to talk with Tina Turner.
I thought he meant dead historical figures. That opens up a whole other.
Out of the sea of history, you pick some fucker from goddamn sports or whatever that's still alive. Who the fuck is that guy anyway?
John McEnroe would be probably pretty fun to have a beer with, although I could probably figure that out because he's still alive. But it's one of those things where he's crazy.
John Daly. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, John Daly. Yeah.
John McEnroe and John Daly. It must be something with Johns because they're all fucked up.
I want to have a beer with Adolf Hitler.
So how did you hit that golf ball as drunk as you were?
Wow.
No.
Calm down.
Ooh, is that Super Session Ale from Lawson's Finest?
Super Session number 2.
Oh, baby.
I have had that beer.
No, I'm in New England, everybody. Now you know.
Oh, my God. He gets all the fucking whales. All of them with the Z.
Yeah, all the whales because you got Bud Light. You know, and this thing is that you have to understand. Like, there's some whales that are wasted on people.
Eric, did you get my YouTube message?
Yeah, you want to send me some of the dragon's milk that you disliked.
You want dragon's milk?
Oh yeah,
thanks for that.
I saw your
You can come get it, Paul, when you come here, buddy. I didn't send it to your ass if you're going to be here.
Be there 2 days. What the hell?
I said.
Which one did you not like? The regular one or the variant?
The s'mores one.
Yeah, they got like 73 different variants. Right?
Yeah, they have like a Mexican cake one now too.
Yeah, I like the Mexican cake.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I've not had the s'mores yet. I don't think it's hit our area.
See, like, dude, like the thing is, you're in Lansing and I'm in Auburn Hills, so we're gonna have to meet up halfway. I can't have you drive all the way down to me. I'll feel bad. So we're gonna have to meet up halfway or something.
But you're not gonna take advantage of me, right?
Oh,
yeah, only you like.
Yeah. Two things you need to know.
Don't do it at a highway rest area.
Eric, 2 things you need to know. Number 1, Paul pays for everything. Number 2, get the KY. That's all.
I
Get the highway rest area and install a tap.
When Joe comes down, it is spoiled time. I love spoiled Joe. He's my little fuzzy buddy.
Oh hell.
We have had some very romantic evenings, Paul.
You love him so much, you try to kill him with the machete.
I'll tell you what, with Joe anyway, I'm a whiner and diner. I like to do that. He gets all, like, his face gets blushy. He's really cute.
That's so fucked up, but it's funny.
It's funny.
Shark One, how dare you come between the love and Paul I have? We have a magical relationship.
Yes.
We actually did a review by the fire, and it was lovely.
It was a 23-minute review that you didn't see us after like the first time. It was great.
Fire got so dark,
nice.
It got so night, and the fire got dark, but the camera cut out. We're like, no, we can't record this.
It's very romantic.
And all you hear is our voices for 12 minutes. It's hilarious.
Which isn't a great thing. Like, I mean,
especially involved.
And some heavy breathing, and yeah, I get the idea. Yeah.
There was some panting, no doubt. That was a good time.
Well, get your cock out of my mouth. No, not all the way. I just can't breathe. So back in. Let's go.
I never denied entry. I don't. What are you talking about?
No. It's more that whole breathing thing that you denied. Like,
okay. If I pass out, more fun for you. What's the difference?
Exactly. And the more, exactly. He knows me.
I do.
Oh, you like this? Where's Todd at? Todd's not there.
Todd's a millennial. He's probably on.
Todd passed out because he got so.
I had a story for you.
Hey guys, back. He's off his cell phone. Here he is.
No, there's Todd.
Because Todd.
I had to get another beer.
Todd,
there he is.
I just sent you a rainbow cake.
Todd will like this one. Hilton targets millennials with low-price hotel brand offering bright colors and craft beer.
All right, guys, have a good night.
Right, well, I'm a millennial too.
Oh,
don't say too because I'm not.
No, I think Eric's the only millennial here.
I'm 29 right now.
That's why you're drinking a Lawson's Finest Super Session L number 2.
Oh yeah, I got to put on my flannel shirt and play some hacky sack too in Vermont.
I was gonna say, if you're Pennsylvania, you'd sound like this right now.
Where are your over-rimmed glasses, like the ones that are fucking 75 inches thick?
Did you guys see the video?
They got pre-ordered.
Did you see the video about the woman that got puked on at the contest?
Someone got puked on?
There was a news reporter.
I saw lots of those videos.
Come on, Paul. There was a news reporter at a chugging contest on the beach, and she was interviewing, I guess, the winner or whatever, and he just puked right up on her.
How stupid do you have to be to fucking interview a chugging winner? Like, the likelihood of projectile vomit getting on you at any point is really high.
Was her tits out when she puked on him?
Paul, nobody's watching the play right now.
Oh, you're not talking about like what I jerked off to last night. You're talking about something else.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I just think. Actually, I want to make a beer. I actually want to get a canning system at my house because I want to make a beer called 2 Girls 1 Can.
Only Paul could segue into fucking someone getting vomited on into making a beer in a can. I want a can. Oh, you guys talk about vomiting everywhere? This is the
now
beer.
Somebody's going to steal that, Paul, now that you said it.
Even the person in the studio.
I said it first. 2 Girls 1 Can.
Somebody will steal it from you.
It's already gone. It's already going to print for somebody.
It's on the internet, man. It's on the internet, man.
Down that rabbit hole.
2 Girls 1 Can.
Oh hell!
Even the anchor woman had to cover up as she was reporting a story about her friend getting puked on.
Nice.
But the link is in there if anybody wants to take a look at it.
It's basically like if you're in front stage, if you ever go to the Exhumed show for the big Exhumed and you stand front stage, the bassist will puke on you at some point in time.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Like water.
What would actually be worse, right? I don't know if you guys watch MMA or not. But
shitting. Oh my god.
The girl.
The 2 women that were fighting and the 1 woman.
I want to see that so bad because my dick is still hard.
We're not going that way, Paul.
The greatest thing is the referee just stepped in and was like, whatever.
Would it be worse for that to happen, or would it be worse to have someone puke on you?
I'd rather step in the shit.
I've had both.
Okay, goodbye, Albano.
I don't know, man. I would take puking on me.
We heard it live first. Eric, a Lions fan. That's what happened this year with the Lions, though. They take
You know what? I've had both, and I like both. Because I've shit myself when someone beat the shit out of me, and I've also puked all over myself. So, you know what? I'll take both.
Not stepping in your own shit, stepping in someone else's shit.
I've done that too, and I'll take both.
I know Basement, right? He's a Paul segued all over my segue.
Just saying, like, I'll take both. I'm good.
How many of you guys have shit yourself as adults?
What there? What's that, Sean?
I said, how many of you guys have shit yourselves as adults?
Me.
I mean,
define shitting on yourself.
Are you talking about like you got the?
Are you talking like a shard incident? Like
yeah,
what
the hell are we talking about?
I'm playing Bookworm.
Holy crap!
Drunken one.
We're talking
about happened in Toronto, Canada. That one about
drunken one. What we're talking about is where feces exits your butthole.
No, I get it. No, I was busy. I was busy looking at the video from Two Girls, One Can. It's by Sammy Visadomine or whatever.
But it is. We're talking about right now. Accidentally, how many people have shit on themselves as an adult?
Accidentally.
I like how you say accidentally because everyone's trying on purpose to shit themselves.
No, you're right. Exactly. I was thinking, what? Are people trying this or what?
I'm sitting at my computer playing Bookworm, minding my own business, playing Bookworm, and the emergency shit pains come up. You know the ones where you're like, oh my god, and you're clenched.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I can't do this. I'm a grown adult, and it subsides enough for me to get up and run. So I get up and I charge down my hall. This is when I live in my apartment in St. Catharines. I'm charging down the hall, and I'm right outside the bathroom. I step on a dog bone, roll my ankle, slam my head into the wall, and wake up in my own shit.
Yeah.
Nice. I can see the charging rhino now. Yeah, sharded himself.
Like, you think, like, oh my god, I gotta go. You run upstairs, and then accidentally you just poo your pants, and you're like, well, since it's here anyway, I'll just smear it all over myself. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Like, well, it's not here anyway. And then I'll call a couple hookers and pay them good, and they lick
Rod, do we have a segue? Any kind of segue? Wait.
Apparently, you know the segue for this one.
I was gonna say something about Wicked Weed, but they already fucked the goat already. So
they already shit all over themselves. Am I right?
Yeah, shit all over.
Well, Greg Cook just came out and said Big Beer is evil.
Oh yeah, Greg, you have hotels and multiple fucking goddamn things. You're a piece of fucking shit. You should shoot yourself today, and I hope you die in your own testicles. Fuck you. Like,
wait, did you just say you hope that he dies in his own testicles?
I hope he sucks his own dick and makes his testicles go into his throat and he chokes to death.
Paul's a little angry today.
Like, no, I'm just saying, like, you have hotels. You have multiple locations. You are a conglomerate. You are a money-making
How many barrels do they sell?
They're under 6.
No, they're not Big Beer.
That is why I have Rob here.
Hey, but anyway, at least you're not Colorado.
Oh, yeah, of course not.
Why don't you shit on the entire state of Colorado?
Budweiser's renaming this beer Colorado for the summer.
All I want to hear is San Andreas for the summer.
Would you say Budweiser is renaming themselves Colorado for the summer?
They're renaming their beer Colorado for this summer.
Let me ask you a question. How pissed off is Coors right now?
Yeah.
Right?
Don't be taking away anything from my Keystone Light, you fuckers.
Hey, you know what?
Damn.
The Keystone State, a.k.a. Pennsylvania. Fuck you.
Yeah,
how fresh do you get cute?
Denver Business Journal that's going to take place, so they're going to be a little pissed off.
You trying to steal my beer, dog? You trying to steal my beer?
Beer dog. You kept the dogs?
He's probably looking for where you accidentally shit yourself on the bed.
No,
that dog is a shit mistake in the fucking first place. She should throw it out the door and ate it.
She took the dogs. This is the new dog.
Oh, thank God there's a new dog. The other dogs are fucking piles of shit. Like that walk around.
Yeah, the shit eater. Yeah, this is a pile of shit.
Oh, this is a new dog.
Paul is super angry this evening. Very angry.
Angry? I'm just saying, like, what the fuck?
Just wait till I get to introduce you to the new girlfriend.
Oh, good Lord. My new girlfriend has a dick. No wonder I'm angry.
My new girlfriend's right here, buddy. Right here.
Yeah.
Christina. I met her.
Do we have a segue, Ron? Where the fuck are the segues?
I was gonna say, what's her name? What's her name?
Christina.
Oh, I was gonna say, if you said Christina, I'm gonna start talking shit.
Am I still breaking up bad? Is my audio that crappy?
No, I hear you.
No, you sound like you're on
Okay.
big buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You do
I
sound
think
like you're
I'm on the
hauling
Wi-Fi.
tomatoes fucking up the highway, but it's all right. No big deal.
You know, all of a sudden I realized something. I need more beer.
No, you don't. That's the hilarious part. You don't.
He calls another beer.
You probably could use, I don't know, about fucking 128 ounces of water.
Okay, stop trying to steal my beer. Give me this back.
The problem is, Paul's
Come on. I just raised fucking kittens, man. Kittens are.
Has anybody done the Beer World Series?
There you go, segue.
Well, that sounds
What
stupid.
the hell is that?
The Sierra Nevada Beer
I've never heard that.
across the world.
There's no world. There's
The mix pack?
Yeah.
I drank the entire thing aside from one so far.
What did you think of it so far?
alcoholic.
Yo, it's all right. I mean, it's okay. I mean, put it like this. It was. I think it was $24 plus tax and plus bottle deposit. So you're $28 for 12 beers, where they collaborated with 12 different breweries. Cool concept. The problem is none of the IPAs are ever fresh, and they're always like, oh, the brewery, you do like fucking crazy dessert beers. Let's do raspberry sundae, and then it comes out. It's like, what? Like, this is okay, but this like brewery dessert beers are awesome. This is not. So it's one of those things where it's a cool concept, but it usually ends up not being all that great. It was solid at best this year.
The thing that bothers me is, was it Sierra Nevada, right? And they do their beer camp the whole year, the whole thing. They made a new fucking corporation on the East Coast to make sure we got fresh beers, the whole deal. And like Joe said, like you're getting stuff that's not fresh. Like,
well, I'll give you an example. The 2 IPAs that showed, or the 3 IPAs showed up. Now, I'm not one of those guys where like it's all the IPA is 6 weeks old.
It's got 2 months
I'm
old.
gonna throw it out the window and go kick the shit out of my neighbor because it's not fucking 2 days old. Like, it's not one of those situations. But if you're buying a brand new mix pack and you're all excited and it's brand new and it just came out and you're fucking
You just said y'all.
I just said y'all. Wait, there's a lot of people from the state here.
Is he supposed to say Ewans?
Yeah, sorry.
You are all. You are all.
Use all? Is it use?
All excited.
2 U's?
Use guys.
Use guys. But, for the IPAs to show up.
2 Utes are all excited.
Use guys.
My cousin Vinny. My cousin
Yeah,
Vinny's great.
love it. Yeah,
Excellent movie. Excellent movie.
No, but for those IPAs to show up 6 to 8 weeks old and it's supposed to be fresh, and you're doing a collaboration with Treehouse, which everyone goes nuts about Treehouse stuff, it's like you're already behind the 8 ball. I'm not saying these fucking beers should show up a week old, but like maybe a month. I've been fine with a month, like, but 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, can I say something really quick?
No, it's
I'm sorry
unrealistic.
to interrupt, but
No, you can't say anything. We don't want to hear from you.
You have said a lot of stuff. None of it makes sense, but I guess I'll let you go.
Good ball say he's sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's what I thought I heard.
Paul, when have you become polite all of a sudden?
No, this is something that I want to interject.
Sorry to interject, fellas. Can I say
Samuel Jackson.
Can I just have a moment of your time, fellas? I guess.
Say what one more damn time.
Let the motherfucker.
Eric, you better speak up, buddy. You're never going to get in, man.
I just want to say something. I want to say, like, excuse me, Treehouse and Sierra Nevada. Sierra Nevada, a big company that has massive, like, you're East Coast, West Coast. Isn't that a macro company, guys? Like, if you really think about it, like the people that are elitists, like, this and that. We're just collaborating with Treehouse, like, epic, like underground culture, crafty bullshit. I'm like, you see the link? You son of a bitch.
I'm going to need you to do one thing for me. Let's just stop hating everything. Just stop hating everything. Just have a little love in your heart. Just
the haterade is flowing.
I will put it in my heart.
Did you really just say the haterade?
I did.
Haterade. But I will say, let me know what Fuller's
hate.
What did Fuller's do? Because
Fuller's make fucking good ass beers.
What do you mean? What did they do? That's a very vague reference. What did Fuller's do, everyone? I don't know.
Fuller's was involved with the Sierra Nevada. Like, what did they do for the beer camp series?
They did a vintage style ale. That's what they did.
And how was it, buddy?
That's the only beer I haven't consumed. It's in my fridge right now. It's the only one I haven't.
Yep.
Open
Get
it
it now.
drink it
Drink
now
it.
before I cut you.
Listen, have you drank a Fuller's beer before? Yes, you have. If you drink a Fuller's Vintage Ale, it needs at least 5 years before I open that.
At least 5
At least
years.
5 years.
At least
You
5 years. According to John Keating,
I think the
Brewmaster. Well, guess what? It's 8.5. That doesn't mean it's the same fucking quality.
The cool thing,
Hurricane malt liquor.
the cool thing about the beer camp is Sierra Nevada tried to play to the strengths of every single brewery. So with Fuller's, they're like, let's do a vintage ale. With Avery, you guys do good barley wines. We do good barley wines. Let's do a barley wine. Treehouse, you do great IPAs. We're going to do an IPA, and so on and so forth. These never work. This is the third year I've bought.
But they always fail miserably.
Yeah, it's always like the best thing I can say about a beer that comes out of the beer camp mix pack is like, it's really good, and that's about it. Like that's the upper echelon. There's no that are, oh my god, they're mind blowing, amazing.
2016.
But you know what? It's
their
$3
latte
for us, so they
stout
keep
was
making
good.
them.
Well, yeah, they're going. I mean, like I said, it's a cool concept. In theory, if you play to all their strengths and they come out and everything's relatively fresh or well made, it's going to be awesome. But
yeah, I mean, like the thing is,
no
like,
one's ever really impressed with it.
If you collab with your best skills, then yes. But if you collab as a colostomy grab bag, then no, it's not going to be fucking good. The thing is, like, come on now, put your best skills to the effort.
Logistically speaking,
we all
it's a
know
nightmare,
Sierra Nevada has great brewers. They have the means to get the best ingredients. If you do this correctly, yes, it could be awesome.
But logistically speaking, it's a nightmare. I would almost wish that if they do it again, they do it with all things that could age, barley wines, imperial stouts, so on and so forth. Don't do any hop forward beers that need to be out to the consumers fresh, because it doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen.
How much was the 12-pack that you bought?
It was 24, like I said, plus tax.
See,
plus
the thing is, you
bottle
have to
tax was
understand,
like 27.
if this was done correctly, that 12-pack would be about $40.
Yeah, it'd be like $3 a bottle instead of two, and I would be fine with playing that if everything's fresh.
I would rather it be $40 with good ingredients than $20 with shit.
Okay. But the problem is, here in Nevada, plays to the consumers who don't want to pay $3, $4 a
fake
bottle.
Macros, yeah. Exactly.
Well, people are used to paying $7, $8 for a 6-pack of
I agree with you. I agree that they pander to the lowest common denominator.
Well, those are macro drinkers. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm getting a little tired of not just companies like Sierra Nevada or I don't know, let me put it this way. I don't know if it's them getting tired of these certain brands in craft beer that are becoming major players and have some good nationwide for the United States distribution, or if it's the stores from where I buy beer from. But I noticed, and I'm not even talking about the variety 12-packs right now, but I'm noticing more times than not, even if I get mix of sixes, single bottles, that they're just not fresh from the major companies like Sierra Nevada, Avery, trying to think of another one, maybe some Sam Adams. Founders is usually pretty good, but just the major brands you think of when you think of craft beer, they're just not being, either they're not moving from the shelf. It could have been fresh when they brought the beer in, and maybe they just don't move from the shelf. So maybe some of these breweries or brands, except like iconic things like, say, Torpedo IPA or Dale's, for example.
For some reason, I've always found Dale's Pale Ales is always off date. No matter where I go, it's like
Dale's is,
man.
Oh yeah, ours isn't here. Ours is usually fine.
Like, yeah, I get you. Like, and the thing
You
is,
live
like,
in backwoods, Pennsylvania.
even
Everything.
when I go, I was just about to say, Eric, like, I go to backwoods Pennsylvania, I have the same gripe with all those breweries you just mentioned, but like, they're all on date, like every one of them.
No, every single one, every single brewery. Period. Every single brewery.
So I don't know what it is, if maybe there are certain beers that these breweries are making that maybe it's in our two markets, or it could be a nationwide kind of issue where they are brewing certain beers that just don't leave the shelves very often, and that's a problem if breweries are brewing these beers like Sierra Nevada or Avery Brewing or Oscar Blues. If they make a beer that's not moving and it's going to was brewed in, I don't know, April. Yeah,
unfortunately, that's
a problem.
That's the problem. That is a problem, and I there's a lot of breweries around here that, excuse me, I always buy beers that do not fit that genre of you need to buy fresh. Evil Twin, McKellar,
right,
Avery, and you can keep going on. And I buy the beer that you know will be good no matter what age it is.
Yeah, those kind of beers are really good to buy when it's more localized in your region of the country. Like this is the Boston Super Session #2 that I buy kind of frequently, and I don't really buy the Sunshine because I think the #2 is a little better. But they're brewed in Connecticut, so when they get into my area, this one says June 20. It's not bad at all. They usually are pretty fresh because they see a supply and demand for that, so they got to keep special.
Right.
Keep
But
buying
when
it.
I
So-
find a beer that's from McKellar, they don't have dates on the bottle because they're McKellar because they're too good for that. But anyway, McKellar IPA, I put it back because it's not fresh enough. I know it's not fresh enough.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like, and then you pick up an Oscar Blues, you pick up this, oh, it's not fresh, put it back. But you pick up a 1050 because 1050 is good no matter when it.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like the McKellar Evil Twin Imperial Stouts, barley wines, like things that even triple IPAs will age like a champ. And then that's what you buy.
know what?
Yeah, because
I'm not really nervous.
A lot of people are not informed like this, though. They will buy whatever they see because they think it's exciting or whatever. Yeah. But the more informed you are, the more you'll have those choices where you buy stuff that will age well.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah, one thing that
I age really well.
One thing that I'm not really nervous about is a double IPA. If I don't really see, you obviously would like to see anything India Pale related to have some kind of a date, how fresh it is. But for me, I'm not so nervous about the date having to be on or being a stickler about it. Let me put it that way. Like I would never buy a beer if it didn't have a date on it and it was a double IPA because you got to think that thing's going to be pretty genuinely hot, pretty hard.
That's exactly why I bought the Blast. I bought that case of Blast because I know it's 10% alcohol by volume or something like that. It's going to have some kind of backbone to build it up. Exactly. Like there's one brewery around here called Fishtails. They did a lot of the Hobbit beers and shit like that. But Fishtails has a double IPA that really ages well. It has a nice malty backbone, so you can still enjoy it. That's why I buy their double IPA. It's like they even discount it like from like $7.99 to $5.99. They discount it just a little bit, but it's like, okay, let me try it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? This is aging fine. If you want to try double IPA,
I'm just not sure. Yeah.
Age on it, boom. They still have Ridiculous from Founders from 2015 on the shelves here.
That's weird. I'm just not sure. Again, when you said that, I'm just not sure if the breweries aren't making beers that move quick enough, if it's that the distributors are screwing up and when they send the beer to the stores, or if it's the store's fault for not being proactive enough in keeping.
It's a little bit of everything, and in Pennsylvania, the one thing about Pennsylvania is you're not allowed to buy back.
One thing about Pennsylvania is it's shit.
Yeah,
you can't buy back.
Like from the distributor, the companies from the distributor, they do refuse buybacks. Like, no, we can't buy it back. You've had it. Like, this is your problem. So they're stuck with beers that are too old.
Yeah,
they're gonna try to sell it to get something back on them. Yeah.
And there's a lot of stores that will do the same thing. They'll be like, "Well, fuck it, and I paid for it. I have it. I don't care if it's a pale ale and it's 6 months old. Someone will buy it at some point.
But,
I don't care."
Even Premier's gourmets like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, dude. Premier, honestly, in the area now, I'd say Premier. While they're probably the best beer store in my area, they are also the worst when it comes to freshness for beers like that. I've seen beers 9 months, a year out of date. Talking pale ales, IPAs. And if you don't know any better,
like I said,
you're not looking at dates.
You're gonna buy it.
I know better. So for me, it's I just know what to avoid. But for the regular consumer, they're getting fucked if they want to buy a pale ale or an IPA or some kind of hop forward beer that requires a date that's relatively fresh. You're buying a year old fucking IPA or a double IPA. Now it's a barley wine. Now it's a super malt forward beer.
Or an amber ale at that point.
Mm-hmm.
There's the beers that I've got that had a date on it. Like, oh my God, this is 7/4/17, and I bought it a week ago. Oh my God, it's great. I get it home. I talked to Joe because Joe's my dude. I talked to him, and he goes, I hate to tell you, buddy. I'm like, what? That's a Best Buy.
Yeah.
I'm like, this week. He's like, that's Pennsylvania fresh,
totally
man. Pennsylvania fresh, baby. Like,
It's totally happened so many times.
That's the Best Buy day.
I'm like, Paul, yeah, I hate to break the news to you, but yeah, you better drink that today. It's out of date. Like tomorrow, it's out of date. He's like,
no, actually, I bought it like that day. It's like, oh, it's only 3 days after that. It must be super fresh. And he's like, dude, that's a Best Buy. And I'm like, so I go back to where I bought it, and I read them a new asshole.
Yeah.
You know.
The other thing I wish that these breweries didn't do is have some weird lot code or packaging code or Julienne date, because what general beer consumer, even some craft beer guys, I guess, including myself, I really understand what the hell these mean.
Julienne. Julian. It's not a girl, it's a guy.
It's gibberish.
Julian.
Nobody's gonna look at that thing and go, oh yeah, let me do this mathematical equation to figure out what day of the month this damn beer was brewed. No one's gonna look at it. No, they're not gonna know what it is.
Goddamn colleagues with a goddamn Latin dating. Fuck them, man. We're Americans. We got an Independence Day. Let me see this shit, man.
Yeah,
woo!
Yeah, we invented it.
If it's only a couple days past the drink by date, does it really make that much difference? I mean, is it going to go to shit 2 days past the date that they stamp on it?
I don't feel like
no. It doesn't expire on the date that they put on there.
Not like Cinderella at midnight. It'll still be okay.
The complaint is more about a month down the road where the beer company, where the store wants to sell it.
It's going to change the chemistry of it.
But there's a lot of things too about Best Buy dates. Is a lot of breweries are different. Some will say, okay, look, this IPA, our Best Buy date is 90 days out, so it's 3 months.
Right.
But some places will go, well, 9 months is cool.
Some say 180. Yeah.
Yeah. Some will go 6 months, 9 months. I've seen IPAs that say a year. It's like, if I'm drinking that IPA a year from now, it's totally not what they intended for me to do. Like, it's completely different beer. But they're okay with that, because what they're saying is it's not necessarily going to be fresh or it's going to be a great beer, but it's still, quote, good enough for you to consume.
Good enough.
I like this.
Yeah. You're not going to get.
You're not a bitter person. It might malt out for you a little bit more.
Who actually does that though?
Well, I mean,
I'll tell you,
actually does that.
I'm not going to call him out because I am a nice individual with a great channel and I don't want to ruin my reputation. But Six Point Brewing Company. No, so here's the thing: 6 Point Brewing Company out of New York. They for a long time they put Best Buy dates for their hop forward beers 9 months out. And they got a lot of shit on like Beer Advocate and feedback where they're like, look, man, we want to drink an IPA that's at least 3 months or newer, not 9 months. So they've actually been proactive, and their new 12 packs, they actually have like a little hole in the actual 12 pack where they'll have one can that shows the Best Buy, or on all cans it has the Best Buy and the Born On. They have both of them, Best Buy and Born On, so you know what day they filled that can, and they know what they're saying to Best Buy. So if you're even educated whatsoever, you're like, okay, this was brewed on this date.
You can read.
Yeah, if you can read.
Okay, Shipyard and Blue Point, you do that
what
now.
If you're a blind albino?
But the funny thing is, you mentioned 6 Point. I just went to a store about a month ago and they had 6 Point. It was past their date, and I didn't buy them because they were out there.
And that was probably like a year-old beer, honestly. Like that's and they made no qualms. They're like, well, we say our fucking whatever, their resin or that's good 9 months out. I'm like, yeah, it's good. Like, I'm not gonna get sick or whatever. When the beer is 3 weeks old and the beer is 9 months old, they're not the same beer anymore at all. Like, not even a little bit. So I don't like. That's terrible that you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Is that Paul walking around?
Shout out to 6 Point. 6 Point makes some good beers.
He's Paul walking.
Yeah, most of the time when I drink 6 Point, it's usually off the draft.
I like 6 Point. I mean,
their cans are always kind of screwy like that.
Yeah, no, they are, and like I said, that new packaging should be coming out within the next month or two. They showed on Beer. It was innovative. Like, I know how simple it sounds. It's like, oh my god, if someone put the fucking Best Buy and the bottle or the canned on date, and on a 12 pack, you at a 12 pack like you, Eric, with the fucking Shipyard where you bought it and whatever it was a year old.
I even tried. So the first one that I got was the Blue Point, and it was literally a year from the day that I fucking bought it. I mean, some of the bottles were a couple of days here and there, but pretty much literally a day.
Yeah.
from a year that I bought it last month. And then when I bought the Shipyard, I mean, it was in the cooler. I said to myself, I'm in New England. It's Shipyard. This can't be off date. So I'm like looking where the handles are, trying to look inside of the bottles to see if I can see anything. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to buy this anyways. It's Shipyard. I'm in New England. This can't be wrong. And then I find a pumpkin beer, and I'm like, what the hell is the end of May?
It's like going to the drive-thru.
That's just a nicely aged pumpkin beer.
It was a 90% smashed pumpkin, and smashed pumpkin's not tremendously awful for pumpkin beer, so I can forgive them for that.
No,
But the extra ale and the Chamberlain Pale Ale that they have taste like heavy diacetyl, like movie theater popcorn. It's gross.
Pumpkin beers are meant to be poured down the drain.
I thought that was Zima.
Zima's supposed to be poured down your gullet, Roger.
Yeah, you're supposed to pour down, gonna be your wife, baby.
Zima's meant to clear out your carburetor.
Roger's such a hater for Zima. They're not going to give you any. Listen, they're not going to give. They're not going to advertise on your channel.
This is my PSA. Eric does his PSA about don't drink and drive. My PSA is like don't drink Zima.
I'm afraid Eric's going to anger somebody these days.
I'm going to do what, Joe?
Drink.
I feel like you're going to. I feel like
before you drink Zima.
I feel like Eric's going to injure somebody at some point. If you fucking drink and drive, we're going to come to your house and power bomb you through a window.
It's funny as he progresses over the last year, so you can see a difference coming up. It's like, just don't do it, man. You're going to kill somebody or yourself.
I'm going to shit on your
somebody.
I'm going to shit on your chest and then fucking take your car keys and toss them down the toilet.
Calm down, everybody.
I'm going to make you shit your pants and puke.
I'm sorry, but all those threats, mine is the best.
I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to whip your ass.
No, it's still mine is the best. Because, like, baby, if you go to the jail, baby, you get railroad in the prison shower.
Albino's my fat ass can do what that fucker's going up on YouTube.
Whoa.
Actually, just watching the Ron review, you hear it.
Jail and they kick your ass.
I'm sorry, I could get an ass kicking, but if I get a railroad in a jail, that's going to hurt worse. I'm going to love it. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, like, it's going to hurt a lot worse.
Are you going to love
his tendencies, I tell you.
Baby, you get in jail, baby. You get railroad to prison, baby. It's going to be a sour. It's not going to be good. You're going to cry. There's going to be blood. Just don't do it.
And you're going to get railroaded by Bubba.
Yeah. This is the point in the video.
Mr. Bojangles.
Still watching this live.
You can do it leftover beer. Instead of
either straighten your hat out or take it off.
Instead of doing maybe a drain for it, you can use it for sausages. You can use it for marinades.
Rod, do you have any segues for being raped in jail? Because that's
I was trying to get
where the hell did that come from?
Was somebody just racist? What happened?
Once in band camp.
One time, oh my god! I'll tell you what. I watched that movie for the first time. And right when she said, I was in my friends, well, I was actually in a movie with a date and a bunch of friends. And then she first time, like a blind date, of course. And we went because every date I've ever had was blind. And we went to a movie and she goes, like, one time in band camp, I stuck a flute in my pussy. Don't you think I know how to get off? I remember screaming out loud, oh my God, I'm going to jerk it tonight. As loud as I could, because it was just like one of those things that just happened, like involuntarily, like oh my god, like oh, yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Like how?
So there was no follow-up date, I believe, right?
There was no follow-up date because I was like, oh my god, was this the hottest thing you ever saw? Because look at her, she's redheaded, she's hot, like oh, and you're an ugly bitch, but look at her, oh my god, like
oh, come on,
yeah.
Paul, how did you do that again?
Huh?
How did you do that again?
No, like, oh my god, like, how hot are you? I mean, you're an ugly bitch, but look at her. Like, she's so fucking hot. Like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Eric has a pen on. I think he's taking notes, so a little bit clearer and slower.
Unlike everyone else in my area, I've never had.
How's that work out?
How to
fuck up a date? Let me get this down again.
Yeah, how to fuck up a date and be lonely by Pete Brunus.
I got that close, but I never actually had sex with my own sister because of that movie.
Embarrassing.
Unlike Eric, like I've never got that close, so that works out well.
You'll get close in Auburn Hills, buddy.
Oh.
Yeah. I think he's hinting that he's open for business.
He is open.
Bring your duct tape.
I'll be up there Sunday night.
Well, drunk as a vicar, I'm just drinking my beer. I don't give a fuck.
You might find some winners down at Hardcore Pawn.
Oh, Jesus.
Les will hook you up with somebody.
I'm gonna be there. I'll be there Sunday night, and I will be there until Saturday morning. So I'm gonna be just hanging out. So if you ever want to hang out, I know it's a little bit of a trip, but let me know.
You're gonna hit on that chick again, aren't you?
What's that?
You're gonna hit on that one chick again, aren't you?
I'll hit on every bitch I find.
There's some kind of local warning that it's like PSA announcement that they have to
Well,
put on Auburn Hills.
I don't have a PSA for that.
So the thing is, like, this little hot bitch that was kind of walking around town, like, kind of dazed and confused, and I think that's kind of sexy. And I found out she didn't have an eye, and half her teeth was gone.
I found out she didn't have an eye.
Like, I'd love to skull fuck you. And she's like, fuck off, I don't do bitches like you. And I'm like, I gotta go. I said, next time I come.
Are you? Did you say you don't? And I quote, "I don't do bitches like you," referring to her eye not being there?
No, like she was yelling at me.
Oh,
like, I don't do bitches like you, and I'm like,
wow! And she only had one eye. That's very good.
I said,
that's extremely good judgment on her part. That is
she lets dudes come in her eye, but like to me, she's like, I don't do bitches like you. I don't use serious Johns, and I'm like, I gotta go.
And she had a single eye. That's crazy.
And you wonder why I have depression. You wonder.
Somebody, I gotta ask you, but like, does she have a patch?
No, it was all out. It was like there was fucking bugs flying in. It was hot as shit. Like she
Paul,
was
when you get off, Paul, go check your Facebook when you get offline.
I will, because if you send me some fucking eye, like eyeless bitch pictures, I'm gonna jerk the shit out of that.
Rajay,
go check your Facebook when you're back online.
Rajay, quality program tonight, sir.
I just want to say, guys, if you didn't notice this, I have no pride and no shame.
You don't understand, Eric. You've been on long enough that the last few. It took me like 2 hours to get to this moment, so that's actually a great feat.
I'm drinking an IPA.
I'm taking back that she had that kind of decision-making skills with a single eye.
Know,
like,
right?
I still can't get over that.
It's awesome. Like,
I'm dumbfounded right now. That's amazing.
Eye.
How many teeth did she have?
None.
No 3D movie.
The thing is, I like Todd. Like, you have to understand. I obviously you've not been to this area.
You don't want to. You seriously don't want to.
I'll tell you what. Like, it doesn't matter whatever city you are. The no teeth get paid more because it's all smooth, baby.
They do a good job at going.
Obviously.
If you have one or two, that's chip beef. You don't want the chip beef, baby. You want the smooth. That's why if you find the bitch with one tooth, you knock that bitch out. You just knock it out. Boom.
Dare I say, Segway?
Hey, Rod, what's our next topic, buddy?
I'll tell you what, though. When Rod goes off the rails, he usually goes politically.
Rod, that's a problem. Rod himself does not go off the rails. Like, he doesn't actively try to railroad his own fucking chat. One of three things happening. Paul is one of those three things that happens. The other two are Jay and Tom screaming at each other, and none of us can understand them because they're talking over one another. And the third one we just learned last week is this woman named Donna. That's the third one.
You want to invite Donna?
What about Cindy?
Donna. Still invite Donna.
Wait, Eric, what's the fourth?
Joe, what about Cindy B?
I'm inviting Donna right now.
Please don't.
Sweet. Let's do this.
I'm doing it.
Well, all right. If you do, make sure there's no scotch.
Joe, what about Cindy?
No, there's going to be scotch.
All right, so she got the scotch in her.
See, Cindy's a more of a. I think that's a good topic to actually talk about because we all get the hate towards her out of our system. But she never railroads an actual chat, like as getting in this chat and just whatever Paul does.
Look, I hate to say this, guys. I like Donna quite a bit, so.
She's fine as long as she's not like fucking 73 scotch drinks into her. Like everything was fantastic.
Well, Paul left before she started taking the whiskey from the bottle.
Why can't we all just all love each other? We know Donna. Oh, just let's love each other. We know let's love. Please stop. Just please stop. Like, just
No,
we all love each other.
Yeah, that was that.
She's good.
She's
Good people. It's just she was hammered, I think.
redundant and overbearing, and she turned into crazy all of a sudden.
It was great conversation. Great conversation for about 45 minutes.
How many whiskey shots did she have? We think, you know.
She was
Out of the bottle.
Dude, she was drinking scotch right out of the bottle, like just like pounding it. I don't know. Like,
whoa, shit.
She said nobody was following her. She was the only one drinking out of the bottle, so she felt no shame into just pounding that shit, like you said.
You need
that crazy.
She needs a new hobby if she's worried about people not following her on beer.
I know she has a lot of qualms about stuff, and I know she's an elitist at times. Okay, but
I gotta admit, I like the two AKs, the two ARs she has.
I actually think she's pretty cool.
For a while, you know, I was like, yeah, Donna for president, and then she just got redundant. She kept saying the same thing over and over. And
Poor Drunken says, well, Ron won't say it, so I'll do it. He says something to her, like, he started going off.
Did too. I said, Rod's a nice guy. I said, he's not going to tell you, but I didn't say it in so many words, but I told her, like, shut up. We're not here for that.
Listen,
she kind of did a nice way of Paul shutting
in the military, and
up.
I'm a single mother.
The thing is here, if I was
interesting point.
Shut the fuck up.
She was lovely.
Then we sat around for
no, she's sweet. I mean, I talked to her for years.
She was lovely up until she got absolutely shit-faced, insanely drunk. At that point, there was, and I am not exaggerating. If I am, someone could just punch me repeatedly in the dick, even though I can't fucking feel it because I'm Polish. But you can. This is the legit truth.
I don't even.
Somebody go back and watch the video.
Like, dude, like Joe, you have to understand. I've had all of it.
No, she talked for 20 straight minutes. She didn't breathe. I'm still confused how she didn't take a single breath and was still alive. She talked for 20 straight minutes about all of us just being like, let's just be better people. Like for 20 straight minutes. I
actually heard some of the rants that the English guys go like, yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that.
The best part about the whole rant was everybody's faces on the screen was like,
oh yeah. I would absolutely
as soon as we go offline, I'll tell you why.
Listen, I'd have absolutely no problem with her coming back, but if she ever gets to the point where she's like that, like we got it, like it can't, anybody gets drunk like that and ridiculous. That's too much.
The problem is, guys, if
that's why he's defensive.
Because none of you guys, didn't tell her to, drunken one. Did you actually tell her to shut up? Drunken one.
Yes, he did.
So you done pissed him off.
Did you shut the fuck up? Like, shut up, you stupid bitch.
Yeah. No.
Oh yeah, I did too. Yeah. I mean, not so many words, but yeah, I was trying to be kind about it.
No, you gotta say like, Donna, shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch.
Paul, he did not do what you did to Jay and Tom. He did not. But he was.
Shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch.
No, he was very kind about it. It was like we heard it. You know, we've heard it. Yeah. He was a gentleman about it as much as he could.
Average just said it with me. Yeah, we talked about it for a while after that.
Yeah, I went to bed. They took me off for a couple more hours.
I couldn't wrap my head around it. I was scared, but excited.
But the thing is, you now and again, you have to tell her.
The comment board was lit up, that's for sure.
I know about people bitching about her talking, probably. Like, it's like, okay, I get it. Shut the fuck up. Like,
the basement said if she shows up, I gotta stay alive.
Well, I gotta take off, so
I'll tell her to shut the fuck up.
I gotta take off, so the perfect replacement for me is Donna.
You don't gotta take off.
No, I got it. Donna's coming in, so I'm going. No, I gotta go.
She won't be in. I don't think she will, because her and I usually talk privately for a lot.
If you guys are still chatting a little bit, I'll come back. If not, have a great night, everybody. It was great talking with you.
Well, Joe, you think I know. I think you know what I think I know. You know what
I don't know what the fuck you're saying right now. What are you trying to say?
I think you know what I think I know what you think I know, because Joe and I are good buddies. When I say, all right, Donna and I are good friends.
No, I got you.
Yeah, you got you. Boom, 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 boom. Ding, ding, ding.
Don't ever do that again.
All right.
Don't ever do that again, Paul.
Better friend.
All right.
Have a good night, fellas.
Sorry, brother.
Good night, Joe.
Cheers.
Another crazy night here.
Oh, that wasn't fun. He left already.
The fact that he left made me go on my defensive. I'm angry now. I'm looking at you.
I'm gonna drink more beer, huh?
Drink another beer, Paul.
Oh God, drink another beer,
Drink
Paul.
a Keystone Light.
I just see.
Yeah, there you go.
The only guy I have to back me up is Chad. He doesn't even like me, man. I mean, we have sex, sure, but he doesn't like you.
He lied to me.
I think the only thing I'm missing is to get on here one time that fellow Canadian beer reviewer that is so fond of the.
I mean, are you talking about Chris Peters?
I think I can complete the whole set if I get him on for a show now.
I was gonna say Chris Peters raped and killed a woman. Are you sure you want him on here? Because he killed and raped a woman. It's pretty bad. I mean, I've raped a lot and I've killed a lot, but I've never killed and raped a lot. Like, come on now, like that's two things at the same time. It's pretty rough.
True Viking.
I figure if I get him, Tom, and Jay all together.
Yeah, I would love to talk to him and find his knowledge. I would supple at his feet.
He will tell you how to be a perfect
put a powder keg out there. Someone else can light the match.
You can learn to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Entrepreneur power hour. I like the more like the entrepreneur. Entrepreneur power hour because it's full of shit. But I do have drunken wine. I do have. Do you get a fast ferment yet?
Oh, no, I don't roll like that. I'm not a big baller like y'all are.
Yeah,
big ballers.
In the words of Robert De Niro, you talking to me?
Now, this is the guy with the big balls. I'm just a little Peter teeter. But I finally got a fast ferment. I love it.
Yeah, I've heard about you, Paul. They call you Paul the Bugfucker.
Yeah, I fuck more than butts, and sometimes I actually cut new holes just in case. I'll fuck anything. Sometimes I'll like, she's dead and that's full. I'll just let her ass open and boom, hole.
Whoa.
Heartbeat is optional.
No, heartbeat is always optional.
Slow your roll, Mike. Slow your roll.
All you have to do is keep a smile.
See, in the basement now telling me to bring in Dr. Dave too.
Let's put Dr. Dave. Let's put fucking Tom. And let's put Rod in here. And let's go to Tom.
If I put Dr. Dave and Jay and Tom and Chris Peters together, whew, that could be the
every time Eric ever says something, all I see is a mugshot. It's really hilarious.
Which Eric?
Eric with a K. It's great.
Oh, wow. I'm eating a sandwich. What was on?
Nachos Eric with a K, you usually do.
Roast beef sandwich.
Oh.
Yummy. Dave's going to have his own channel there. Nacho Beer Review.
You ever look at a roast beef pussy? I just got done looking at one of those. Playing with it.
Did not see that curveball coming down the pike.
Roast beef pussy.
Let's segue on that one.
What you do is like you take those things they clip papers together, not the fucking paper clip, but the whole black thing. Clip those fuckers on there and just spread them apart with duct tape. Good to go.
Segue.
I think we might be.
I'll tell you what, dude. If you've never made love with your wife
now.
with duct tape, you should really try it because duct tape.
It might be time to bring in the hook, man, and Eric in his PSA so we can wrap this baby up.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to say, like, duct tape is the way to go.
Your penis A, all right? Say your penis A.
You just shut the mouth with it.
Duct tape over chains, huh?
Yeah, apparently Don
Why are you still going, Todd? Why are you going further into it?
Actually, if you really want to talk about it, because the best thing is what you do is you get big fucking hooks like you're trying to hook a turtle. And you fucking put those to the nipples. I'll tell you what.
Sorry, Rod.
He screams like a fucking bitch.
He was winding down.
I'm just saying, you get fucking like ropes. You put turtle hooks to the nipples.
Winding down. There's no winding down for Paul. There's no winding down for Paul.
Well, what are you talking? I just got started. Are you? There's more. I tell you what. I have a bunch of sanitized turtle hooks. Oh, yeah, it's great.
Oh, I don't have a watch on.
In the basement, I do agree that might break the internet if I get all those guys together.
I'll just tell you what, a nice 20-pound at least leader with fucking turtle hooks. I mean, you have a great time. You just did right to the nipples, right
coming your way.
Yeah, and that's what you do. I mean, you make her say yes. I don't care if you beat her first, but you make her say yes, and then you do it. So it's consensual. You know what I mean? Like, you hit her until you
segue.
There you go. segue. Goddamn. Coors, Bud Light, Coors, Bud Light.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Beer. Beer is good and stuff. Featuring Paul.
Yeah.
PSA, Lions fan, PSA now. Stat.
Guys, if you had too much to drink, like Paul has, please get a designated driver, guys. You guys don't want to
I haven't had too much to drink. This is normal.
Oh, yes.
I only had 3 beers.
Since the show started, but what about the food?
Yeah, they probably bet 13% on top.
1, 2, 3. That's it. 3 beers. That's
anyway, guys, if you've had too much to drink like Paul has, please get a designated driver, guys. Guys, I would hope he would call an Uber or a buddy or a taxi or something, because I don't want to see the poor man in jail here, okay? Please off your bus, guys. Get your car the next day.
All you're making me do is say something more offensive the next time.
I don't know if an Uber driver's going to go out to Paul's house.
Probably not.
I was gonna say, you want to see the time I sawed someone's pussy open? It's pretty fucking fantastic. I'll just say, because you take a dull sawzall blade, right, and you put a fucking dildo on it, but you leave enough of the knife out to cut it open so the dildo fits into it. I'll just tell you, it's pretty fucking fantastic.
Segway!
I'll get worse, Eric.
Segway!
I think we pretty much ran through all the beer stuff for this week. Anybody have any final words besides Paul?
Yeah.
No final words. No final words.
I got a final word.
All these guys are fantastic. If they have a channel, go watch them. It's amazing. My channel, Shit to a Straw. Don't ever watch it. Rod Beer Reviews does not represent anything that I say or ever have said or my ability have ever said. And
like Eric said, get a driver, get a friend.
And the number one thing is it's beer. Lighten up, guys. Have a good time. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Long live and prosper.
Don't let this guy date your daughter. He's just old enough to have one.
Actually, if you ever date your daughter, you know I ain't a raper. Bye-bye.
What the hell?
It went just a little too long. Went a little too long. That'll be said. Thanks for stopping out, checking out the show this week. We'll catch you next Thursday. Probably the same people unless someone gets arrested.
I'll taste what you ate.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.